Hello! How are we doing, guys? Hi. What's going on? Hello. Mwah, kiss. What's up, famalam? What's up? What are we all up to? Hello! My name is Oaky Deer. And I see all the vibes, Grim Mementos, Vapor Skull, Medallions Art, Sleepy Ghost, Ishikuro. Hello, my friends, my dudes, Variag. How are we doing? Sora, Wolfie Gaming Lover. Hello! Oh, yeah. I see that you've noticed our new friend. So, as you all know, we are a honorable and respectful TV studio run by mostly raccoons, feral raccoons. And I have hey there, hey, how you doing? It's a raccoon, yeah. Hi there, and pretty lit, absolutely. Hi there, Babs. Yeah, so this little buddy right here is one of our interns, and he has it was a radio station. It started off as a radio station, went to a TV station, got abandoned, I took it over, and that's where we're at now. But, yeah, so he's here to do a very specific job. Oh, hi there, how you doing, TT? So you might notice down below, there is a, new redeem called Call the Studio. And you can do that for a couple of sacrifice donation of a couple of teeth. And my little buddy here has learned to speak English. And since he's practicing, he's gonna read it for me. So he's gonna go ahead and read calls that come in from you guys from the chat. For me. Best I got is $7. Yeah, so was it Cue Ball TT? Cue Ball TT. Okay, he's trying to find more ways to... Oh, why, thank you. Thank you very much. We're still trying to figure out, what's it called? He's kind of figuring out his voice. We're trying to figure out kind of like, how he sounds best. He doesn't even know his own name. So, he's a little bit quiet. All right. Oh, don't worry, buddy. You can speak up. Here. Try saying something now. Don't worry, take your time. We're all patient with you. I know this is your first time on live TV, buddy, but you got this.
Sorry, I don't know my name.
Oh, that's okay, buddy. Don't worry. I was thinking that you guys could help me figure it out. So what do you think? I think that we'll hold like a vote or something for him. But yeah, so he's gonna be hanging out with us from now on. So today, Daryl, what do you think of Daryl, man? I think Daryl could suit you. He is looking very intently at his clipboard. He doesn't want to miss a single thing. So dedicated to his job. We love him. We love him so much. But yeah, so today I want to watch some scuffed ass, fucked up ass, fucking.
Daryl, you'll have to think on it.
You'll have to think on it. All right, buddy, I'll take that. Ebenezer. Roscoe, okay. I'll be writing all of these down, but yeah, keep them in your thoughts. Put them in general in the Discord too, if you want, just so we can remember him. But yeah, so he's gonna be hanging out with us today. So let's head over to the. Hang on. Right over here. He a full-time employee, paid intern, hired by the association. See, we call them interns, but they lived here first. Well, they helped get me out of the locked broom closet that I was in. So, yeah. I mean, Here, hang on. Give me a second. The biggest question is, does he have a tail? Yes, he does. What the fuck is going on here? Hang on. The fuck? Okay. Alright. So we are gonna watch today something called The Failure of Victorious. Because I love video essays. I love them so much. Ooh, can we watch the Aquaman video essay? I'll add it to the list of stuff, but yeah, sure. Ethan the raccoon. Oh, I love this dude. Hang on. Hired by association, I see, like family. Who doesn't want a raccoon family? Hi there, Laos, how you doing? Okay, give me a second. H-Bomber guy, yeah. Oh, that's okay. Here, hang on. Give me a second. I'm trying to think, or maybe we should go to this one. Hang on. I'm gonna need to bring Raccoon Buddy over with me, though. Give me a moment. Where am I? Son of a bitch. The video's almost done? Holy shit. Hang on. I'm gonna scooch on over here. And then I'm gonna... Hang on. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. We've got a little bit of scuff going on. But remember, our thing this year is embrace the scuff. Embrace the scuff. Alrighty, we'll see you, small meat. Okay, hang on. Embrace the scuff. That is correct. Alright, hang on. There he is. Alright. Alright, so he's going to be here. He's going to be helping us read. And hang on. Where's my fucking... Where the fucking... Fuck is my fucking... Hang on. There we go. And then this one is... Why does this thing always move? Every single time. Okay. I think I used all the redeems for him. Oh, wait. Like, is he on cooldown now? Hang on. Bro, hang on. Give me a second. It's on our user limit of 3, but you know what? Let's switch that out. Give me a second. Can I change that? Hang on. There was a max amount. Oh, that's okay. Here, hang on. Let me see if I can't change that. It's his first day on the job. It's his first day on the job, so that's all right. He's looking down. I thought he had marble eyes like a scuffed raccoon.
These nuts.
Oh my god! Why would you say that? He is sassy today. He is sassy today. Wow. Alright, well, here, give me a second. User limit of these. Well, he can still talk. I think it's just per person. Okay, hang on. There we go. Alright. Nice. He's very passionate about his job. Good. It's on cooldown for me, and I haven't made the intern say anything yet. Let me figure that out real quick. Give me a second. Yep, there he is. Look at him. Sweet boy. Sweet baby. Call the studio. Yes. It has a minute or so between you. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, there we go. He's my little trash roadie. Yeah, good boy. Okay, hang on. I wonder if this is... No, that's not it. Cues. Okay. Here. Okay. Tell me if that fixed it. Let me know. We are getting the best of both worlds. Okay, but like plushie someday? I mean, I don't know. Maybe. Maybe.
I'm the trash roadie. My thing is that I like garbage.
Oh my god. Hang on. That's what's going on. Hang on. Your thing is that you like garbage, buddy? Oh, I see. That was clever. Give me a moment, give me a moment, give me a moment. Remember, we're embracing this plushie sales, but like a 2% chance you just get an angry raccoon. I like that. I like that very much. Ah, fuck! Ah, why? Invisible trash? Yeah, like, listen, we're embracing the scuff, okay? Give me a second. There we go. There we go. Alright. He should be talking now. And the ancestors are not happy. Where's my trash? Hang on. Okay, here we go. And then there's me. Alright, and then I'm gonna fucking... There it is. Okay, give me a second. Thank you so much for... Oh my god, the invisible...
Surrounded in darkness with Hannah Montana as your only light. What kind of god would allow that to happen? The answer is, the best kind. Yeah.
I like that. Okay, look, I know what happened there, but that just made it funnier. Here, hang on. The scuffening truly is happening here on this day. Here, hang on. Oh! Oh god. He's astral projecting, yes. Okay, I know you're embracing it, but how is this stuff getting more? Because I'm doing things live, and I no longer give a fuck. And because this stuff is very, very difficult to do. Hang on. I can respect that. Yep! Because if I didn't, there would be no fucking... Nothing would get done. So, there you go, there's your answer. Hang on. Can I match this one to this one? Ah, there it is. Okay. Okay. Now it should work. Hannah Montana is your only light in this darkness. Alrighty. Second. There we go. Alright, well. Okay. So, hey there, Ollie, and hi there. We're having some scuff. And that is okay. Alright. Hey, yeah. Alrighty, so I'm gonna start watching. For the funny moment. Oh, yeah, hang on. I gotta try something. Oh, well, oh my god, thank you! Thank you for the bits! Where's the... Why is it over there? I'm still getting hit by it, but... Alright, there it is. No, that's not what I wanted. Nice. Okay. And there we go. Is there any for this? I don't think so. Or let me double check. Increasingly immersed in the details. I mean, it doesn't look like it.
The trash.
What? Oh, thank you. Thank you. He was probably jittering out of the fucking thing, whatever, but that's fine. Here. Okay, that's working now. Alright! Let's fucking get it! I'm gonna put on the closed captions. If there are any trigger words, I suppose they would tell you beforehand, but just in case there is anything, just let me know and I'll pull the plug on it, alright? The timing of the hits is killing me. Alright, here we go!
On March the 26th, 2006, to the excitement of 2000s tweens everywhere, the musical sitcom Hannah Montana first premiered on the Disney Channel.
Oh,
the
God.
series explored the fictional teenager Miley Stewart, whose one-hit wonder father pressures her into becoming a massively famous singer. But but with an extra caveat. Miley is allowed to maintain a secret identity, hiding behind a blonde
Wow.
while on stage, while in the real world attending a completely normal middle school and experiencing everyday
Little too
teenage
quiet.
drama. She thus maintains, in her own
Better?
words, the best of both worlds, being able to live out the fantasy of being a superstar while still retaining a level of privacy, which gives her a relatively normal childhood during off hours. After Hannah Montana premiered,
Oh
it
boy,
became
y'all remember
a
this fucking
staple
show?
of children's television, being widely recognized and known in pop culture even in the adult world. And eventually, something happened that I'm not sure anyone really expected. Miley Cyrus became an actual charting musician, partially elevated by the TV show pushing the narrative that she
You used to watch it? Really? I used to be a fan of this stuff, vaguely. Yeah, no, I wasn't a fan of this at all. At all. I was actively opposed to it, but I remember it being huge.
was an incredibly talented performer. Sadly for Cyrus, however, she would not be rewarded the same luxuries as her TV counterpart, as children and adults around the world became totally obsessed with both her public and private life, as if a separation was not necessary. But to the Disney Channel, that didn't
It's the put on glasses and no one will recognize people with a wig, absolutely.
really matter. What truly mattered was the massive amount of money that was quickly brought in.
Oh god, what is this fucking meat set? I'm sorry, like this is random, but this set looks like, you know, like when you take like pictures of cells and you look at them under a microscope? That's very much what this looks like to me.
Once Cyrus's fame reached an equilibrium to her blonde-haired equivalent. When Cyrus sold well, Hannah sold well, and that meant residuals for albums, merchandise, DVDs, and of course, TV ratings. And at this stage, Disney seemed to stop and sort of ask, wait, can we just keep doing this? And so the network then created Sunny with a Chance and Wizards of Waverly Place, both teen comedies starring young actors, which eventually revealed the shocking twist that these teens could also sing?
What?
And soon enough, Selena Gomez and Demi Lovato were also elevated to a kind of mainstream musical audience, and partially because they had been featured in TV shows which actively advertised that they were musicians and could sing. A licensing deal with the Jonas Brothers continued this trend, with Jonas and the Camp Rock films promoting the careers of these stars while also sending residuals back towards the company.
Bro,
and as
fucking
Disney
Camp
Channel
Rock
raked in the cash, there was this feeling over at Nickelodeon that someone was jealous. Starting around the same time, Nick would also sporadically try and push their sitcom stars into becoming mainstream pop
Clearly,
artists.
this show speaks
Bro.
to the duality inherent in the nature of humankind, a concept explored in such works as Satoshi Kon's Perfect Blue. Which you is the authentic you? The glamorous pop star or the average high schooler? And what happens when the soul can no longer handle the tension between these two extremes? Thankfully, as a raccoon thing, I do not have to worry about such things. I eat trash. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for your insight there. Yeah, I agree. Oh, cutting. Oh my god. Well, yeah, I mean, shit. I remember, bro, why are you in such a big time rush? And there's this weird, like, push for, like, the 90s, like, boy bands to come back, but like, okay, gotta go step away from PC for the day and brush my teeth. We'll put final touch on the video tomorrow. Absolutely, Loves. Thank you so much for hanging with us. Trash Roadie getting philosophical.
With Drake Bell, Miranda Cosgrove, and Jeanette McCurdy all being examples of this. However, these experiments ended up failing for the most part, and one could argue that the reason was that none of these shows were about the performing arts. Drake and Josh didn't make me want to listen to Drake Bell's music. It made me want to watch Three Stooges skits, and iCarly inspired me to browse the internet, look for online content, not listen to some wishy-washy pop album that was was probably made at gunpoint. So what if,
Oh,
theoretically, Nickelodeon were to try and...
Guys, I feel dumb. Who is Drake Bell? Drake Bell was one of the stars of Drake and Josh, and he ended up being a kid toucher. Anyway.
make a sitcom mimicking these other shows by creating an atmosphere where adolescents suddenly breaking into song and dance was considered completely conventional. Would they be able to transition one of their teen stars from comedians into internationally recognized superstars like Disney had done so many times before? Well, there was a chance, because this time, Nickelodeon had hand-selected the perfect person to add to the show. Someone so star-studded yet so approachable that they would surely become a glamorous piece of pop culture iconography in absolutely no time. And that star's name was Victoria Justice. Yes, Victoria Justice, the latest teen star from Nickelodeon.
Here's the thing, too. Here's the funny thing. Apparently, this girl who plays Victoria or whatever, apparently she's fucking evil, bro. Like, from what I've heard. Apparently she sucked. Like, she was, like, mean. Like, you'll find out.
Known for such films as The Boy Who Cried Werewolf, and such shows as Zoe 101 and The Troop, soon to be elevated to international stardom by her hit new program, Victorious. Yes, for a weird few years in the network's history, Victoria Justice was the person who Nickelodeon was confident would become their Miley Cyrus, and her self-titled sitcom, Victorious, felt like yet another attempt to make this vision into a reality. Did it work? Well, we're going to find out. Real quick before we go any further, a few things worth noting. For those of you who are new to the channel, in the past few months, I have been making a deep dive into the iCarly franchise. And in my last two videos,
The only character I love was Ariana Grande's character, Kat. Oh my god, he sounds so...
successfully covered every story in the original run, from the iPilot to the iFinale. The reason I originally wanted to rewatch iCarly is that it occurred to me how much of the show I remember when I just typically don't think about it. And revisiting it was fun, because it felt like I was attaching a lot of half-forgotten memories to real episodes and experiences. Victorious is going to be the direct opposite, because despite the fact that I did watch Victorious, especially during reruns whenever nothing else was on, I remember almost nothing about this show.
Yeah, I couldn't remember dick about this. Like, I watched a couple of episodes and, like, nothing stuck, you know? Cow's so funny, but also sad because of the hints of her traumas and shit. That's fucked.
And obviously...
Oh, sorry, yeah, like, I remember I existed, I know I existed, that's it, yeah, no, like, I remember iCarly because iCarly was funny, like, wild shit was happening on it, and that was enough to make it funny, you know? But the other show was so goddamn boring, like, you know? No, this is completely different. I liked Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide, that show was fucking fun, this one not so much.
This is something I have to fix if I'm going to watch Sam and Cat, the next piece of iCarly history, which was not only an iCarly revival, but a Victorious one.
What? Wait, what? What? That happened? What the fuck? Ned's Declassified was good. Yeah, but what they did, Sam and Cat? Bitch, what the fuck? I did not know that. The only fun episode of iCarly was the I Take on Dingo episode because of the butter suck and finding the frozen head. What the fuck?
I wanted to make this clear before we start this because it's important to point out there was kind of a bias to my last two videos, a kind of listless nostalgia, and that's going to be completely missing from here on out. So expect a lot less, oh, I remember watching this, and a lot more, what is this? Who made this? Why am I watching this? But I want to clarify.
Whoa, wait, whoa! What? Whoa! What was that? What? Did I just see what I think I just saw? Anyway.
I am going into this with a completely open mind. I might end up hating Victorious, but I also might end up loving it. However,
You'll
no matter
find
what
out.
opinions I end up holding, even if I end up loving this show and I praise it to the high heavens, I know for a fact that this video is going to be titled The Failure of Victorious.
Goddamn.
Because it's the only good title I can think of. Think about it, The Failure of Victorious. It's pretty good. As I mentioned, this is not the first part of this mini-series, and it won't be the last, so if you want to make sure you don't miss out on the next exciting installment, go down to the description, hit that subscribe button, and remember to set the bell to all notifications. We're trying to see how many subscribers we can get to by the end of the year, and the faster we move along, the more energized I am going to be to continue working on this ever-daunting mini-series. Really stretching the definition of the word mini there. Anyways, before we get into this and before I say a bunch of hot takes that'll probably piss off the Ariana stans, a quick shout out to today's sponsor, NordVPN.
I'm gonna skip. No hate. Okay, hang on.
This on to quickly. Red Figglehorn has been hit with a copyright claim, and I'm currently trying to fight this. However, despite all my efforts, the video currently remains blocked in 2 major countries, the United Kingdom and Ireland. And
That's
so this
weird.
is actually one really cool example of a great way you can use Nord.
Okay,
Right now,
hang on.
pop back, swap back, link guarantee time. T.O. Victorious is such a... Anyways, let's get into this.
Oh boy, I'm ready.
Okay, so here's a quick rundown as per why Victorious is such a weird show to try and analyze.
Okay.
There are, in total, 8 main characters in Victorious. Now, some of you might look at this setup and say, well, Quinton, you've included the puppet. The puppet isn't a main character.
Okay, I'm gonna say I enjoyed Victorious. No, that's totally fine. You were a kid, you know? Like, that's fine. Why is there a puppet? Why is there a puppet there? Who put the fucking puppet there? What the fuck?
Yes, he is. This puppet has not haunted my dreams for the last 10 years. For you to come in here and say that he isn't one of the 8 main characters. He is his own character, and we will be addressing him as such. The point is that we have 8 main characters here, and that can be a lot, especially compared to iCarly. In the first 60 episodes, iCarly primarily has 4 main characters: Carly, Sam, Freddie, and for the B-plots, Spencer. And in my opinion, those episodes are nearly perfectly balanced in giving
I always found the puppet weirdly right. I'm so scared. I'm so scared for what's happening.
each character the right amount of screen time and development. And meanwhile, Victorious also has around 60 episodes, but has twice as many characters. But in a way, maybe I'm just kind of spoiled. Maybe this isn't that weird of a thing. I mean, look at Head of the Class. Head of the Class is a classic 1980s sitcom that has a bunch of the same tropes and kind of led the way for shows like this, and that show has 9 main characters. Wait. Excuse me, sorry. The show has 10 main characters. I forgot to count the teacher. And if Head of the Class can feature 9 students and 1 teacher, then maybe Victorious can be just as entertaining with 1 less cast member. But I've set up this little diorama for myself because one of my main goals with this video is I want to dedicate a deserving amount of screen time and analysis to each and every single one of these characters. And I'm setting that goal for myself because I have this very strong feeling that if I didn't go out of my way to do that, we could very easily get to the end of this video barely mentioning some of these kids. I kind of figured a pinboard was a good way to go about that one.
I'm so
So
scared
with my
right now,
rants about the
bro.
show's expansive cast out of the way, what is Victorious really about? Well, let's put it like this. If you were to make a TV pitch that described the energy of every single Disney sitcom from the late 2000s without actually being a description of any specific Disney sitcom from the late 2000s, what would it be? You might be thinking,
Nothing.
well, what if there's a
Oh
school
my
for the
God.
performing arts in California?
Can I talk about something real quick? That guy who we saw just before, who was like Victoria's crush or whatever, I fucking always hated his hair. I always hated his hair. I don't know what it was. I usually think that long hair on dudes is really, really pretty looking. I think it looks so nice. Except his. I don't know what it was, but it infuriated me. It just made me so mad. Like I can't describe what it was about it that made me so shockingly upset. Like, fuck, yeah, like, just listen, just, it made me so mad. Here, it's,
California, where the main character's older sister attends despite having no talent. While the main character goes to a normal school because she thinks she isn't good enough to go to the art school, but she doesn't realize that she's secretly the greatest singer in the entire universe, and she has to discover that throughout the course of the pilot.
We are about to dive into is going to haunt my dreams for the foreseeable future.
I know, me too, buddy.
And that's it, you guessed it, that's Victorious. In the pilot, Tori's older sister Tootsie, Trina, is attending Hollywood Arts High School, where students train to one day become artists. And she soon will be performing at the annual performance piece, which is done by students and attended by talent agents, producers, and the like. However, Trina is upset because she's been matched up with a sophomore named Andrew Harris, a 10th grader who she thinks has no talent. We soon find out that his name is actually Andre Harris, and that he's actually extremely musically gifted, something which Trina immediately dismisses. Tori is forced to help the pair practice for their performance, which is difficult because her sister is both incredibly egotistical and also without any talent whatsoever.
What is this fit, dog? What is this? What the fuck is that? What are those? Oh my god!
Andre says he has a headache, and Tori recommends abusing drugs. Sometime later, the school's talent competition is held, but there's suddenly a problem.
Okay.
Trina suddenly has an allergic reaction as her tongue bloats to a massive size.
Anyway, she'll be able to perform today?
Of course not.
But Andre suddenly has an idea. Tori knows the song and performance inside and out, having assisted in every step of the way, meaning she can take over the performance with ease. Tori protests this, saying that she's absolutely not worthy of doing this before she's thrown on stage, and of course does an unreasonably great job for someone who supposedly never sang in front of another human being in their entire life.
I'm a talking raccoon.
Yes, you are. That looked like, the 2000s. Oh, the 2000s, baby.
Tori and Victorious are very different, but they do both have one pretty common theme, and that's that they're both fame bait. The only difference is that iCarly is about internet fame and Victorious is about real fame. The song that Tori sings here, which later becomes the theme song, is about how if you fantasize about becoming famous, you'll be able to prove everyone wrong and make it if you just let go of yourself and live in the moment. Originally, I wanted to play a clip of Tori singing this song, to prove my point, but it turns out it's very, very difficult to play any music from this show without immediately getting copy striked. So instead, I'm just gonna read the lyrics out, and hopefully that'll be enough to make you understand the point I'm trying to make. You don't have to be afraid to put your dream in
Keyboard
action.
cut!
You're never gonna fade, you'll be the main attraction. Not a fantasy.
Not a fantasy.
Just remember me when it turns out right. Cause you know that if you live in your imagination, tomorrow you'll be everybody's
that's called delusion.
Fascination. In my victory, just remember me when I get shine. Not only is Tori supposed to be incredibly gifted, she's supposed to be you. You are the secretly gifted child who lives in their head but can live out their dreams if you just believe in yourself and buy Nickelodeon merchandise and oh fuck, there's the puppet! The performance goes over very well, and they try to convince Tori to attend the school. Tori has cold feet, so Andre opens the curtains, asks the crowd if they think she's talented enough. She's embarrassed, the audience says yes, she decides to go. Okay, so let's try to recap everything we know about our established characters so far. Trina is Tori's older sister who is older by 1 year. She is egotistical, self-absorbed, deprecating to others, and lacking any talent or self-awareness about not being talented. She's basically designed to be extremely annoying.
I spent an unreasonable amount of time living in my head, so it does not leads to grand success. Well, I'm calling bullshit because I'm tone deaf and shy, so fuck you. I'll become a computer scientist. Thank you.
And is in the show constantly through the finale. Tori is extremely talented, or as talented as the actor can manage to come across, but has a low self-esteem and a lack of confidence, likely generated from her sister telling her that she's less talented and worthy of attention. Andre is cool, supportive, and seems like a guy that you would like to hang out with. He writes his own music, is very gifted.
Oh yeah! Isn't this dude like super fucking cool, but they used him so little? Oh, hey there, Sir Slips. Thank you.
At playing the piano.
What are we doing? Oh, we're watching a video essay. Oh god. A video essay on Victorious and how it was a massive flop.
And I can't think of anything else, but maybe that's all he needs. After this point, we're also introduced to a few characters who we didn't meet in the first half of the pilot. First, there's Kat, a classmate of Tori who is very awkward and ditzy despite being extremely nice. In the first few episodes, Kat is also
the biggest twist I remember was that he was actually chill as fucking loyal to his girlfriend, who what's it called? Yeah, that's an accurate statement. A massive flop, I thought it was no. At least not in the way they intended. You know what I mean? This was made to compete with Hannah Montana, and that didn't happen.
Also supposed to be bipolar, as she constantly
What? Wait, what did he just say?
The piano, and I can't think of anything else, but maybe that's all he needs. After this point, we're also introduced to a few characters who we didn't meet in the first half of the pilot. First, there's Kat, a classmate of Tori who is very awkward and ditzy despite being extremely nice. In the first few episodes, Kat is also supposed to be bipolar, as she constantly switches between emotions from sentence to sentence.
My name's Kat, like the animal. What's that supposed to mean? Nothing, I love cats. Me too, they're so cute.
They drop this within a few.
No. That is so fucked, bruh moment. Jeez.
This is how neurodivergent people act. Great job.
Pretty much. God damn.
Few episodes. By the fourth story, she mostly has become a walking personification of Jaden Smith's Twitter account, and as the show goes on, she only becomes less and less coherent.
I wonder if mirrors work in outer space. Is it true that sweat and pee are like cousins?
Next, we have Jade and
Damn, she looks so different. I'm not sure how I feel about Ariana Grande and Kat just because look how pale she is now and then look how she was at the end of the series. Fuck, dude. Well, then again, remember back in the day, the thing, like the makeup trend was to literally have no contouring on your face, no blush, just a powdery ass fucking. How do you Flanderize a character who's already Flanderized in the plot? Like that. Got a moment to watch stream. Sweat and Pika, yes.
And Beck. Jade is a kind of cool, bitchy, goth girl with attitude, and Beck is her boyfriend.
I hate his hair!
I could sit here struggling.
Oh my god, I hate his hair! Oh my god, I hate his hair. I'm sorry. It looks like a helmet. It looks like a helmet. Whoa!
To describe these two in more words than they deserve, but I think I kinda nailed it there. And finally, we have Robbie Shapiro and his puppet, Rex. Robbie suffers from a personality disorder where he has trouble talking to people, especially girls, and so he often uses his puppet as an alternate personality that he can use to communicate, although the puppet is far from PC and is known to insult the cast and flirt with the girls.
Oh god, it's
Tell
the
your
puppet.
puppet to quit being mean to me!
Don't call him a puppet!
And oh god, it's the puppet. He's gonna call me a slur before murdering me in my sleep.
That's an offensive term!
Interestingly, Rex is not actually voiced by the actor playing Robbie. Instead, series writer Jake Farrow dubs the puppet in each and every episode, playing him to have a deep voice and an accented cadence.
I was hoping we could be more than friends.
You could argue that Rex and Robbie are, in a way, a representation of the Freud psychoanalytic theory, which posits that there are numerous different aspects of our personalities which we strive to strike a balance between. Rex is thus the id, the primitive and instinctual part of the mind that contains sexual and aggressive drives.
What?
And Robbie is the superego, the logical moral compass which seems to work in opposition to its counterpart.
I told you global warming was bogus.
Stop watching Fox News.
No, it's fair and balanced.
Robbie
What the fuck? He's just one of those dudes who thinks having longish hair is enough to fucking is enough, and then don't style it and it becomes a birdless. Yes. Weird vibes. I came in at the perfect time to see. Hello, Purpa, how you doing? Have you met our new intern here? He's here to read calls from the chat. Yeah, this is fucking. I assumed Rex was their vessel for the satire poke fun at other networks. Purpa, help. God can't help us now.
Lacks any sort of ego or balance between these two parts of his mind, and so he seems to allow each part to filter out into two different personalities, and often verbal communication is the only way that information can pass from one side of his brain to the other.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes Rex will figure out a social cue before Robbie, for instance, and can only communicate that information through mockery. However, another way to look
What
at it
the
more
fuck?
literally is that there's actually quite a lack
This is wild. Yes, it is. Waiting for the very special episode where Rex drinks and drives.
of clarity if this relationship is really one person being personified in two different ways, or if Rex and Robbie are literally two different people and something seemingly supernatural is going on. It's worth noting that if, say, Rex is stuffed into a backpack, his voice does seem to come from the backpack. And I'm sure as we go on that there will be more moments where doubt is brought into question about whether ventriloquism has anything to do with the Rex phenomenon.
Well, on Friday at school, I asked Rex if he wanted to see a movie with me on Sunday night. And now it's Sunday night, and Rex says he has other plans!
Which I do.
However, there is kind of a third side to this that,
Rex is I mean, I don't know. Why? What about it? I mean, that's fucked up, but sure, I guess. I think the reason why Beck's hair doesn't work is because of the weird part he has where there's more hair on one side. I don't know. Oh, it makes his head look long. It's so weird. I hate it. Nickelodeon was wild. Nickelodeon has always been wild. And they just never address it. Shit, dude, I don't fucking know.
I gather if you're into Victorious, you're not supposed to say this out loud. And it's something that's kind of subtle if you're a kid, but really, really overt if you're an adult. But it is still kind of ambiguous. So I just want to take a moment here to stop and go ahead and say this out loud so we're all on the same page.
Okay.
Rex is supposed to be black. The joke of this dynamic is
Oh.
clearly that Robbie is this awkward Jewish teenager, and meanwhile the puppet he speaks through is a black caricature.
That was a good one, Beck. Lip gloss.
And I know that in a retrospective like this, given that this is something very few of you probably figured out as kids, I need to supply evidence. Well, as far as I know, there's only one specific moment in the series where this is ever confirmed directly. In the blooper episode, there's a joke where we see Rex auditioning for the show, and he speaks with a natural British accent. And we hear the show's creator off-screen yell,
Can you do a realistic American urban accent.
And even if I didn't have
Oh!
evidence, just look at the puppet in the pilot episode. Look at it. If this wasn't an
Oh!
joke, they wouldn't have kept redesigning the puppet to try and lighten its skin over time. It's pretty clearly what it seems to be. And there we go, the 8 main characters. Tori, Taffy, Alex, Tabby, Beck, Bruce, Ben, and Blackface. Returning to the pilot episode, Tori joins a theater class that is doing an in-character improv, and Jade introduces her as a dog, insisting that she thus perform as one too. Tori tries to get out of this, but is told by her teacher that she has to get on her knees and bark like a dog. Wow, what an organic thing to happen, and not the writer's poorly disguised fetish inserted into this teen sitcom. I'm gonna be saying that sentence a lot.
The TikTok dog audio came from this. I'm just, bro. Like, media affects us. Media affects us. Specifically children. And this is what was on TV for us at the time. If anybody ever asks why we are so goddamn weird as a generation, this is a lot worse than what I seldom remember.
A lot in this video. After more bullying from Jade, Tori tries to call her mom to transfer her back to regular school, but Andre tells her to stick with it and that Hollywood Arts really isn't that different from a regular high school. Andre quickly corrects himself and tells Tori that even if the school isn't normal, she isn't normal. She's talented and above the groveling, weak amoebas who dare to stand below her, and thus she deserves to go to the school as much as anyone else there. And so she goes back in the next day, casts Jade in a scene, and by the end, Jade and Tori are having an improv battle.
Wait, what did you fucking say? Almost as bad as the episode of Breeze Face where she got the inflatable bra that malfunctioned and kept expanding. Oh my god. What happened here? Sighs and points to Victorious. No, I'm not taking questions.
That ends with Tori winning, and Tori then uses the improv to make out with Beck, cucking Jade in an act of theater kid revenge. And that was the pilot. Almost nothing they set up here carries over to the rest of the series. One of the characters in this show who turns out
all of these shows were just fetish fuel! I swear to God! I just went on some debating that claimed what is ruining the US is millennial and Gen Z laziness and the disregard for professional clothing. Like IDK, maybe it might be the old farts that burn holes in the ozone layer. Also this.
to be surprisingly important is Tori's theater teacher, Mr. Psychowitz. Watching iCarly, I got so used to having teachers appear one time and then literally never again, so when I found out that this dude was basically the show's 9th main character, I was a little bit surprised, and I think it's mainly because I didn't anticipate that so much of Victorious was going to be set in a theater class, because the pilot was all about setting up that Tori is an amazing performer, a great singer and dancer, and that Victoria Justice deserves to be a pop star in the real world as well, and then she's in theater class for 57 episodes. I guess it was expensive.
Psychowitz, no, like a camp theater gate. Yeah, like, see, like, they took all of the aspects of camp and, like, LGBTQIA+, culture, and just made it bad. And just took the worst out of it. Just made it real fucking bad. It's just all bad. Wait, hang on. You know what? I'm gonna need to grab a drink for this, dude. Fuck this. Hang on. I'm gonna run, and I'm gonna grab the actor for Psychowitz School. Yeah, here, hang on. I'm gonna hang out right here. Tell me, watch over the intern, okay? I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, I'm here. What a wonderful thing to stumble upon when I first watched the stream. I am so glad that you're like it. Okay, I'm back. All right. Oh, jeez.
To have these musical numbers and choreographed sequences and such, so it made a lot more sense to just do those a couple times a season, and then find some wacky teacher to be funny while the show
Prime
milks
content.
60 episodes out of not showing you the thing that it pitches in its own branding. And do you guys really need to know about every theater class and every school play that they put on in this show? Let's pretend the answer is yes. Starting us off is Season 1, Episode 2, The Bird Scene. In the story, Andre writes a play for the school and wants Tori to be the lead. However, before she can audition for any part in a school
No, small meat, no! No!
production, Tori must first pass The Bird Scene, a monologue that everyone must pass if they want to do a school play.
I actually do
Tori
remember
rises
this
the piece,
episode.
does it in front of the class, asks how she did, and is told she failed. Tori tries to ask the rest of the class how to do the scene right,
As kids,
but they say
we
they're
never
forbidden
realized all the things in the show that so absolutely fucked up.
I mean, yeah, you're right. You're right, intern.
from helping her or giving any tips. Tori continues to try harder and harder to master the monologue before growing so desperate that she handcuffs Kat to the rail and tries to torture the information out of her, before she attempts to seduce Robbie to get him to spill the beans as well. Luckily for Shapiro, his puppet steps in and saves the day, during a moment where it's implied that Robbie has genitalia.
He can't pee.
You don't know what I got.
Meanwhile, Robbie and Andre enter a ballet class to try and hit on girls, before they find out that the class consists only of guys who join to try and hit on girls. A single girl does end up joining, and in an attempt to impress her, the pair try to do a dance but accidentally kick each other in the balls. Tori does an extravagant take on the monologue, but when the teacher again flunks her, she snaps, saying that she did an excellent job and she doesn't care what anyone else thinks. The class then begins applauding, as the bird scene test is apparently all about building confidence and not caring about what others think, which, hold on a goddamn second. None of this makes any sense. According to the episode, the bird scene is always performed in front of whatever theater class you're in, and you're only forced to do it if you want to do an extracurricular activity. So now that Tori's done it right in front of all of her peers, anyone in the class who hasn't done it yet knows the secret to the monologue. So why is it against the rules to tell people the point of the scene if you can watch other people get the scene right before you do? Next, in episode 3, Robbie and Trina get matched together for an audition with
I'm fucking, I have been scalped. Ew, I don't want to fucking see kids making
that's
out.
what it says to do in the script. However, Robbie becomes intensely in love with Trina, not being able to understand that their kiss was just for the scene.
Would you be willing to convert to Judaism?
Wow, you've got problems.
It's not a deal breaker, but just... Rex! All right, who took his pants?
Robbie becomes
Something
more
tells
and
me that
more
isn't the
obsessed
only plot
before
hole we're
Kat
going to
tells
encounter.
Yeah, no, probably not. It's chops them. Oh!
him that he needs to let it go because it was just a stage kiss. Robbie says he can't because a kiss that passionate couldn't have been faked, causing Kat to kiss him to prove a point.
See?
I want you to meet my parents.
Meanwhile, in Tori's other
See, I was watching, what was I watching? I was watching Digimon at this time, I think. I was watching Digimon and I was watching fucking, God, what else was I watching? I was reading, like, fucking, what was it? I was reading, like, Tokyo Mew Mew and shit, like, Power, yeah, I mean, I was on YouTube watching, like, Smosh and shit. I was playing on Gaia Online, and I was on, like...
the intern. I have become sentient. Can I have some pizza bagels?
Yes, you can. You can definitely have some pizza bagels. But yeah, just... Woo!
theater class. They're given a lesson on stage fighting. Fight
We were on
scenes
4 Kids,
choreographed to look real. Tori gets matched with Jade and grows fearful that she's going to actually throw real punches in the fight. However, when the fight comes, it seems that Tori is the one that hit Jade.
Oh shit!
After the hit lands, Jade appears to be bleeding from the eye and insists that Tori hit her for real. Tori gets in massive trouble for this and is nearly shot by a trigger-happy cop, before we find out that Jade was faking it the whole time, using makeup to make her injuries look real. Shocked that Tori hasn't told anyone the truth, she decides to help with her punishment after school, before they both bail and leave the cop to do it by himself. Okay, so I realized while watching this episode that I actually do remember a lot of this show. I remember a lot of the jokes, a lot of the plot lines, and I even kind of have favorite characters. So going into this, why did I think that I didn't remember anything about the show? Well, as far as I can tell, my brain saved all of my memories associated with this show in a folder
I think we need the
labeled
comfort blanket.
Zoe.
I think you need a comfort blankie. We need the comfort blankie. Okay, we're gonna go get the comfort blankie. Oh God! Speaking of fucking, hang on. It's time for the comfort blankie. Jesus Christ, dude! Like I knew it was bad. Like I knew this was gonna be bad. I didn't know it was gonna be that bad. That bad. Like, you know, it was that bad. I offer up my Snuggie for a raccoon buddy. I'm gonna have to draw him a Snuggie. Alright, hang on. Hang on. And there we go. Alright, we're all bindled up. We're ready to go. I remember they had, when the brainy chick in Zoe 101 tried to make an apple banana hybrid that ended up having really acidic. Is that correct? Yes, I am a single taste bud.
101. This isn't a joke. There are several episodes in season 1 that I actually strongly remember watching, but I had just convinced myself that these were just super late Zoe 101 episodes. Which says to me that there must be a lot of weird shit brewing in this show if I applied that level of cognitive dissonance to my memories of it.
What is
the theory
happening?
I came up with while watching season 1 is that Trina is basically to the Victorious writers what Lubert was to iCarly. For those of you who didn't watch my last 2 videos, a thesis I came up with there was that the writers of iCarly were so convinced that Lubert would be automatically hated by everyone that they constantly had extremely horrible things happen to him without any sensitivity, solely under the presumption that—
Oh my God! Did you guys remember that there was a guy on iCarly who fell from the ceiling? The stunt actor did, bounced off the floor, and was like knocked out, and they had to take him to the hospital because he like cracked some fucking ribs and shit or whatever. Dan Schneider needs to be jailed. He needs to just put him on an island with some holograms that he can do whatever the fuck he wants. Just get him away from children, please.
The viewers at home would be incapable of feeling bad and would only laugh at his pain. In the same sense, I think the writers of Victorious presumed we would find Trina so annoying that we would never look at any situation from her perspective and never feel bad for anything.
Oh, one of the most liked things I've ever commented on TikTok, saying the most consistent thing in my life is finding Elizabeth Gillies hot, and I've stood by that statement for almost half of my life. Oh man.
Happens to her. And this is what makes stories like season 1, episode 4 feel so poorly thought out and executed. In the story, Tori is fretting over her sister's upcoming birth week, as Trina is apparently so self-absorbed that she thinks her birth deserves an entire week instead of just one day. Tori frets over this as she has consistently failed in the past to find something good enough for her sister. However, Andre comes up with a brilliant idea for Tori to write a song for her sister and then perform it at her party. And so, she does this, performing the song at the party as their parents excitedly record it.
Pineapple
and
devices,
the
that's right.
plotline just makes Tori feel so conceited? Like, it's Trina's birthday, or birth week. It's Trina's birth week! And Tori somehow found a way to make it all about someone shining a spotlight on her so she can do a little dance around the kitchen. They're celebrating her sister's birth, and somehow she got her parents to film her instead of Trina. And worse yet, she includes
her
in
dad-
the song's lyrics
Was her dad Mark Ruffalo? I have no idea.
mentions that everyone hates Trina and that she's crazy. And then when Trina
What?
gets confused and doesn't understand that that was supposed to be her gift, Tori kicks everyone out of the house into the pouring rain and yells at her like she's the one in the wrong. Like, girl, it's her birth week. Give her a break. And meanwhile, all of Trina's friends are left out in the freezing rain. But don't worry, Tori's in the right here. That's what's important. Throughout the episode, people just keep being mean to Trina, and it's supposed to be funny because we're supposed to hate her. But the whole story, I was thinking like, oh man, if someone talked to me that way on my birth week, I would slap a bitch so hard. So Trina goes behind her back and sells the rights to the song to a music group, who promised to make her famous if she can record a new version in studio. However, as one can expect, this goes over poorly because she is a very bad singer. They call Tori in, who rocks the mic, but halfway through, the producers get a call from Beyonce, who says that she wants to record a cover of the song, meaning they no longer want to work with the teens and are contractually not obligated to pay or credit them. One thing we haven't talked about is arguably the highlight of the show, and that's...
Okay, here's the thing about me. Oh god! I paused on
There's
it.
a meanness to it. Like Heather's without the body count.
Yeah. This is like Heather's, but more. I don't even want to say more highly produced, but like something about it, man, is just it. Something is just I don't know. Something is bad. I'm sorry. I'm so distracted by how fucking bad that hair is. Oh my god. But yeah, if you're my friend, I celebrate your birthday the entire month. Birthdays are a thing for me. Beck looks like he should have been in a Scream movie! Also, who the fuck calls their kid Beck? My name is Beck. I mean, look at how, like, this is a child. Look at how they put that shirt on that child. Like, this entire thing looks like it has to be, like, I bet you can guess my birthday. Be as stupid with it as possible. Christmas? I don't know. Leap year? White people. I do think Trina saying something isn't a present if you don't spend money on it is kind of selfish, but you say that's true. But then again, she did make it about fucking herself. Like, that was pretty fucking shitty. I don't know. So this is very triggering to me. I think it's because it's like, look, it's like a bob. Do you see it? It's like a New Year's. Look at this. It's because it looks like Lord Farquaad. It looks like Lord Farquaad. I'm fucking shook. I'm shook. Also, hang on, Small Grammy, is your birthday on April Fool's?
Three guys, Robbie, Andre, and Beck. These three are illustrated as being super close, arguably the closest in the group, and they often are seen just hanging out and swapping banter. And it's actually kind of relaxing sometimes to see these friends hang out with no drama, no snide comments, just like, yo, how was your weekend, man? The thing about Andre and Beck is that they really don't have consistent personalities, but they're so chill to be around that you hardly even think about it. And what ends up happening is every few episodes, one of them will be given a random wacky trait just to mix things up. Like, there's an episode where Andre is really into cheese, and it's never brought up again. Season 1, Episode 5 is titled Jade Dumps Beck, and you'll never guess what happened.
Wait, your fucking birthday is on 420? That's incredible. I'm watching in 160p. I can't see the far corner. Oh, there it is! Oh my god! Oh, I hate it so much. It looks so bad. It makes it look like he has these weird flaps on the side of his head. Like, I can't. Oh!
In this one. In the story, Beck makes the news after paparazzi photograph him with a famous celebrity, who he shares a yoga class with. Beck tries to say it's not a big deal, but Jade says it's not something she approves of, especially after we learn that said celebrity has been texting Beck every single day. Okay, so you're telling me that this famous celebrity met a 10th grader and then started texting him every day.
No!
Here in the future, we call that grooming? The two get into a big fight over this, and it ends with Jade breaking up with Beck and storming off. Later, Beck is dropped off at the school by the celebrity, and ooh yeah, honey, you were being groomed so hard. I mean, they're literally...
Oh my god, what the fuck? I always saw it as her just kind of making a proper production out of it, like when it's writing the lights and effects to be seen a good crowd. Yeah, I don't fucking know. Either way, like nothing in this show gives me good vibes. Nothing gives me good. That's why we have the blanket of protection. Yeah, just. And see, this was back in a day where, and this is still a thing. Don't get me wrong, this is still very much a thing, where people think that younger boys can't be like groomed or like preyed upon by older women. No, that is not a thing. And like, unless this ends, God, stuff like this pitched to be cool on all these shows. Yeah. Like, unless the conclusion of this episode is this was a bad thing and you were a victim of something, and then his friends kind of rallying around him to understand, like, hey, that's wrong. And if that happens to you, kid in real life, then back away until an adult. Unless it ends like that, I want nothing to do with it. I want nothing to do with it. What the fuck, dude?
Dropping you off at school, that's some Jerry Seinfeld bullshit. She goes to Tori's house late at night and begins crying, saying that she desperately needs Beck back. Tori becomes a middleman between the pair, trying to...
I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue... What is this channel? This is, shit, what's his name? Oh, hang on. Let me see. This is a Quinton Reviews. He's very, very good. I highly recommend his stuff. But yeah, like, she's crying about, I want my boyfriend back. It's like, maybe you should report what's happening to your boyfriend. When do we get to the, oh boy!
To hook them back up, but ultimately finds cracks in the foundation of their relationship. Beck notes that Jade hasn't done anything nice for him since they started dating. She barely pays attention to his needs, and for his birthday, she bought him a lemonade in a can, the kind that you have to stir together yourself. And so Beck doesn't want to get back together with Jade because he doesn't think she really appreciated him. Meanwhile, in the B-plot, Trina puts on a terrible one-woman show, which Robbie is forced to see so he can write a review for a school publication. Robbie knows the play is crap, but that he can't write an honest review because Trina would kill him. And indeed, she begins stalking him and threatening his life, saying that bad things will happen if he doesn't write a good review. In the end, Robbie writes a semi-positive review where he calls the play a genius self-aware comedy, which only enrages Trina further. But once she sees that having her work seen this way causes her to be admired and worshipped, she accepts being the butt of the joke, saying that it's okay to laugh. I wonder if James Franco saw this episode. So Jade conceives that to get Beck to like her again, she'll need to do something.
What is the fashion of this show? The fashion of this show is, it's not giving me brats, because brats don't deserve that. Brats are actually high fashion. They're high 2000s fashion. What it's giving me is American Girl mixed with, it's giving me American Girl mixed with Tumblr, mixed with young Karens. Yes. Yes. Precisely. That's the flavor that I'm getting. It's giving me bottom of the Aeropostale barrel. Jesus.
Nice for once. Remembering that he's always talked about getting a dog, they get him one as a surprise and sneak it into the RV parked on his parents' lawn, which is where he lives. However, the dog goes wild and begins attacking the person inside, and as Beck appears, we learn his father is the victim inside. An ambulance comes to take his father away, and a paramedic approaches Beck.
Hey, are you in college yet?
Oh! No! No! Oh, 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 oh. Ah! Oh no! Oh! Oh! Whoa! Whoa! No! Moshimashi!
Yes, stream right here.
Oh god. Ooh! Oh, that is. Ooh!
Bye.
And that's statutory rape joke number 1.
Oh!
I imagine there will be more. Jill tries to explain to Beck how she wanted to do something nice, and they begin making out. Tori is touched by it, but less enthused when she has to walk home because Jade was her ride. Episode 6 features Tori becoming involved.
I'm gonna get Oaky a gavel so he can properly bang on his desk like a number 1. Bitch, you know what? I am not fucking surprised, baby. I ain't surprised one little fucking bit. Let's go. Woo! We on this ride now.
In yet another school
Number 1.
play. This
New.
one.
I don't think I want to live on this planet anymore, boss. Not with Dan Schneider.
No, me either. Me either, kid. Don't worry. Someday we will launch him into space where he belongs.
About a beautiful woman who ends up having to choose between 2 different men. However, the same weekend that she's doing the play.
Hang on. Why do we have all of these plots that put kids on this situation? I need to go on my walk, but I just don't want to miss the fucked up moments from this review. I am ready to watch Oaky have a stroke on stream. Listen. Don't worry, there'll be a VOD.
Kat borrows Tori for a school makeup project where she needs to turn someone into a monster. The makeup comes out perfectly ghoulish, but it transpires that Kat has used a parody of Gorilla Glue for the adhesive, meaning the makeup is stuck to Tori's
Boss,
face.
I'm
And
gonna
also,
be honest. I've been alive for a bit and I think I'm giving up on humanity. Facebook nearly broke me and this did it.
Yeah, well, look, don't worry. You're here with us. We are safe and shielded from the outside horrors. We are only looking at them to laugh. Ah! Holy shit! Thank you so much, Striker Blue 7. How you doing, man? Hi there, good to see you. We're watching some fucked up shit. Oh my god.
so that the writers predicted Gorilla Glue Girl. She
Oh my
has to do
God.
the play as is, and is finally able to get it off in the final song due to Kat and Trina getting the solvent for the glue. It turns out that the play's actual writer has come to see the show, but actually praises their use of the monster makeup, thinking that it added a whole new layer to the play. With that, let's stop here and talk about something pretty important to Victorious. TheSlap.com. TheSlap.com was the in-universe website promoted within Victorious that was both a real site and served a narrative purpose.
The Slap?
Basically a copy of what they had done previously with iCarly. The main way we see it featured is in a series of recurring transition segments wherein Tori will tweet out things going on in her life in between scenes. This sometimes actually gives important context about plot details, and basically the impression we're given is that this is a
Bro, look at that picture, dog! What the fuck? I used to go on The Slap and listen to the music from the show for free. Oh my god.
satire of Twitter. In fact, in the pilot episode, before Tori joins the school, she is using Twitter, thus seemingly confirming that the slap.com is meant to be something exclusive to the Hollywood arts. Anyways, in season 1 episode 5, we're given direct lore about the website, which seems to confirm this. Here we learn that the slap.com was founded after the school's newspaper closed, and the seniors wanted a way to keep it going underground. Thus, as we come to understand here, the slap.com is meant to be a way for Hollywood arts students to keep up to date with things happening on campus, while also giving students a way to post about drama going on in their lives. In a way, you could almost argue that this actually makes the site an in-universe version of Yik Yak. Does anyone remember that, or am I just old?
I remember that.
These details are
I remember that. Oh my god, that was so weird. The 2000s website design, it plagues me. I know. Oh, here, hang on. I have to have a Dinka moment for like 2 seconds. Hang on. I'm gonna put it on like 5 minutes just because I'm gonna run out. Oh, thank you for the teeth. Hang on. But I'll be like right back. Give me a second. I'm gonna put some synthwave on for you guys. Just a moment. Here, somebody explain what Yik Yak is in the chat. Okay, I am here. Sitting on a dorm and shouting your opinions actually sounds fun. Yeah, it was pretty fun. I remember using it. So here, hang on. Alrighty, we are back. Okay. Oh, shit. Oh, wait. Whoop, I'm dumb.
Explored thoroughly in Season 1, Episode 7, Robberazzi. I'm actually super excited to get into this one, because as a kid, I remember this easily being my favorite episode of Zoe 101. In the story, Robbie is being threatened with having his video blog taken off the slap.com after the seniors complain that it's boring and has low traffic. Tori suggests he try and focus on the kids in the school instead of
it's kind of kick.
And he does just that, making an expose about a zit which has appeared on
I should grab something alcoholic. I do have something alcoholic in my hand currently, yes.
her her face. This grows massively popular, and
What the
Robbie begins a drama webcast where he accuses all of his friends of various addictions and problems. This gets worse when he recruits the 9th graders to be his personal paparazzi, constantly patrolling the school and all of LA looking for hidden gossip. His friends force him
No
out
way
of
it's
their friend
Keemstar.
group, saying that they
No way it's Keemstar. Oh my god.
don't want to know him if he's going to continue forcing details about their lives into the public space. But Robbie likes being popular and
How strong is it? 5%.
continues his show.
But I'm gonna drink
In one
a couple
very
of them,
odd
probably.
sequence, we see that Robbie has posted a hidden camera conversation.
Oh my god, it's actually TMZ. Oh my fucking god. It's actually TMZ. Look at that.
Beck and Jade, recorded from the backseat of a car, where it's implied that Beck is trying to convince Jade to have sex.
Because I didn't shower this morning and I had tuna fish for lunch and there's a dude in the back seat!
Hey man, what are you
Get out!
doing?
What's
This is
wrong
my
with
car.
you?
You
Yeah,
out of
you
your
better
mind?
run! I'm gonna kill you!
Tori's mom comes home with a new armpit cream that is supposed to stop hair from growing, and at that exact moment, the Roborazzi arrive to take photos of her, capturing detailed images of her armpits, which is a totally natural thing to happen in this teen sitcom, and not the writer's poorly disguised fetish. But the gang eventually come up with a foolproof plan on how to fix everything. Revenge porn. Stealing Robbie's clothing after gym class, they force him to run into the hall naked, taking detailed photos and videos, and telling him that if he doesn't quit his drama webcast, they're going to post the material online. Robbie caves in and turns his show into a baking program, which seems to go over very well and is just as popular. And isn't that just brilliant? Why didn't Keemstar ever start a cake channel? Meanwhile, in the B-plot, Kat becomes addicted to shopping from a magazine her uncles gave her, buying a large collection of useless crap despite having no use for any of it. Thank God I don't have a problem like that. Season 1, Episode 8 is notable for being one of the first event storylines in some way. You see,
What?
remember how the finale of Season 3 of iCarly was set during a heat wave, with the girls trying to find a way to cope? Well, I understand after that episode, iCarly took a very long production break, which is why the creators had time to develop a second show on the side. But because Nickelodeon stretched that block of iCarly episodes over several years, the Season 3 finale didn't air until halfway through Victorious's first season. And so the writers decided to create the very first event story where it's directly implied that iCarly and Victorious take place in a shared universe. By filming an episode
Oh
of
my
this show,
fucking god, his hair! Oh! It made me fall on the ground. That's how bad I hate it.
the same basic plot. A heat wave strikes the town, and they all try to cope. True Jackson VP and Big Time Rush then followed suit, and all 4 episodes aired on the same night, as part of a heatwave-themed extravaganza, which either implies that all 4 of these shows share a universe, or that this is a pan-dimensional weather phenomenon. In the
Does Zango have long hair IRL? If so, does it require a lot of work? Yes. Yes, it does. It requires a lot of work. Okay, you should absolutely make a wig for Ever. Why? Why a wig? No! Oh my god. I got so mad that I'm burping. The teeth are trying to come out of my throat. I am so upset. There was a video on Tori slap page of her trying to make Beck's hair look bad. The rage burps are back. As a California heat wave, it's not an extravaganza. Okay, maybe I'm reading too much into this. But, okay, hear me out. You've been watching the same video as me. Do you think that them putting these characters in a heat wave was their sneaky little way of making it so that their underage kid actors had to wear a little less clothing for the fucking, whatever? I just make a wig for TT, she needs it! Ah! Hate it, but it tracks. Yeah, I don't know. Hang on.
Victoria's story, a heat wave hits the Hollywood Arts area, and the gang decide to go on a road trip to the beach to cool off. However, they're locked into Beck's RV when a family parks their larger RV up next to them. Kat has already left by this point, and the crew hopes she'll soon come back for help.
Oh, I
She
remember
gets
this.
distracted hanging out with a group of teenage boys.
Those are older men. Those are older men.
It's my impression that this is supposed to be a fan service episode. Like, if you were a 14-year-old at home and you were into these girls, seeing them in these situations was probably appealing, if you get what I'm saying. But the thing is, I'm 24, and most of the actors in Victorious were 16 in season 1. So to me, these motherfuckers just look like toddlers in tiaras. So I spent most of this episode either being bored or turning away from the screen, because I found a lot of this stuff was just weird and hard to look at. The next episode, Wi-Fi in the Sky, is another bottle episode, and is also incredibly boring. Tori and her friends have to write a script for a third theater class, which is distinct and separate from the other 2 theater classes she's in. But because her plane is late flying into LA, she starts a video call so she can work on it while she's airborne. But constant distractions intervene.
Look! I'm in a kaleidoscope!
Oh, how does she do that?
Look!
This is every Discord call, though. Take a shot for every theater class.
Now I'm a cherry pie! I'm Pie Girl!
Hijinks ensue when we find out that Perez Hilton is on the plane. And
No! That is... Oh my god. Fuck this guy. This guy is such a fucking trash human being, too. Jesus.
and has a cameo in the episode. Were there really kids in 2010 who knew who Perez Hilton is? I'm in the future, and I had to Google him. And boy, is this quite the Wikipedia
Oh, yeah.
article. On June 13th, 2010, Perez Hilton posted an upskirt photo of a 17-year-old Miley Cyrus to Twitter. And 44 days later, he was on a Nickelodeon sitcom. What a fun time. In the next episode, we find out that Beck has managed to be cast as a waiter in a movie starring Melinda Murray, a famous actress. He invites his friends at school to join his scene as extras, but after Melinda claims that Beck got his line wrong, Tori points out that he actually got it right, and she fires both of them from the movie for speaking back to her. Tori feels horrible about getting Beck fired from such a big movie, and
Tell me he was arrested? Tell me right the fuck now? Probably not.
Try and convince Melinda to change her mind, although she initially speaks to her stunt double
Bro, the transphobia too. I can't.
by mistake.
So, what's your name?
I'm 16.
Later.
And that's
Okay.
statutory rape joke number 2. As a reminder, Victoria Justice was actually underage when they wrote and filmed this material. So some convoluted setup here. There's this crossbow dude on set who's supposed to shoot an arrow when he hears Melinda yell, "Get out," but when Tori tries to talk to her,
Why would they shoot an actual
she organically yells, "Get out," so the dude shoots the arrow, and it goes right through her hand. Melinda has to go to the hospital and is recast in the film, and the cast and crew throw a massive celebration for Tori, saying that they absolutely hated working with Melinda, and that Tori is their new hero. Something something hospital, something something ambivalent to this. Meanwhile, in the B-plot, Robbie begins having ongoing
Jesus.
nightmares where Rex is a giant looming over.
Oh my god, what is this third impact fucking, like, Evangelion shit?
Torturing him in many ways. To try and assist against this, the school's guidance counselor gives the two couples counseling. And eventually, Robbie feels like
I'm 16 later, appropriate response, it's true.
he's gained some emotional control over the puppet who seems to terrify him so much. Episode 11 is titled The Great Ping Pong Scam and features a mystery that Tori tries to piece together throughout the narrative. In the episode, Tori wants to hang out with the gang on a specific day, but learns that they're all going to be taking part in Ping Pong Club, which is something that surprises her as they've never mentioned it before. It just so happens that there really is a ping pong club at the school, and that it consists of their friend group and no one else, with the exception of Tori, of course, who only joined the school recently. She thus auditions for the club, but despite beating everyone on the team, she doesn't get on because Jade is team captain. Thinking fast, she seduces one of the students at the school into building a prop soda machine, which she hides in during the club practice until the other students rattle it too much and it falls over. Confronting them with the evidence she's gathered, the group decide to explain what's going on, which they do via flashback. 2 years ago, which, wow, 3 words in, and already this shit doesn't make sense.
This show feels like X-Files or Black Mirror if involved more ketamine and sketchy-ass exploitation of yeah, the soda, it is Evangelion! We're one existential crisis away from orange soda. Yeah, how far in the video are we? Baby, this video is 5 hours and 34 minutes. We might not finish it today, but I'm going on this journey, and you're coming with me. As far as we can go.
You guys are in the 10th grade. 2 years ago, you went to a different school. My God, were they just not keeping a lore Bible?
No.
Anyways, so 2 years ago, when they were also 10th graders, I guess, Kat's family took her to a really fancy restaurant, which the group also wanted to go to. However, it was extremely expensive, making it unlikely that they could get in. However, someone in the group quickly formulated an idea. Sports programs at their school must be given a minimum amount of money for facilities and trips every single year, and so they invite Mr.
Thank you for taking me with you on this journey, Captain. Absolutely. I would choose no better crew than you guys. Ugh. Maybe it's one of those schools that has both a middle school and a high school. I don't fucking know, dude.
Sikowitz to become their faculty advisor. He initially wants nothing to do with the plan until they learn that the principal is under risk of being fired because the superintendent wants the school to have more sports trophies. They thus expand their scam to go all the way to the top. The principal will knowingly greenlight a club and sports team which he knows to be bunk. He'll give them money every single year. They'll use said money to buy a victory trophy to show off in the hallways, and then Sikowitz and the students will spend the rest of the money on fine dining and breathing. Tori promises not to tell as long as she's led into the club, and they eventually all go out to dinner. However, in the middle of dining, Robbie suddenly orders a large bowl filled with caviar, meaning that they end up going $600 over budget on the meal. Sikowitz sneaks out the back, but as the restaurant's live entertainment has yet to arrive, Tori realizes that she can sing her way out of their troubles, and so she does. Weirdly enough, the biggest piece of information this episode ends up
It's a minor!
that all of Tori's friends were already in a friend group before she transferred, meaning that she was basically a really late arrival to a group of pals who had been vibing their whole lives together, which kind of makes you realize exactly how little Tori feels like she fits in this specific group of people. Like, she doesn't necessarily feel like a very good friend to all of them, but rather more like she's just in the same room as them. And that feeling crosses over into our next episode, which is easily the worst of the season. Season 1, Episode 12, Kat's New Boyfriend. In the story, Tori is surprised when Hollywood Arts is visited by Daniel, someone who Tori dated at her old school before she suddenly broke up with him. Tori is then shocked to find out that he is there because he's dating Kat, which causes a bit of an awkward air as this information comes to light. Tori can't help feeling strange at school with the situation playing out, with things getting worse and worse until it all comes to a crescendo at the school dance, when she triggers the school cheese fountain to spray hot liquid cheddar all over the dancing lovers.
Why?
You see? This is what happens when you mix teenagers and hot cheese.
Tori tries to find the couple later and apologize, but while Kat is in the bathroom cleaning up, Tori and Daniel begin making
What the
out, causing a
fuck?
dramatic situation when Kat catches them.
Why?
And immediately, isn't this like a little bit too much?
Yeah.
I'm used to these kinds of situations playing out in teen sitcoms, disagreements between friends and wacky sitcom antics, but I'm not used to the comedic relief character having her boyfriend cheat on her with the main
character?
And the worst part is that they
Bro, they're fucking, like, also, this shit shouldn't be, they're kids!
Truly justify this. Tori says she's sorry.
This entire
and
show
Kat
could be
punches her in
described
the
as a little
nose,
bit
but
too much.
Yeah,
it
honestly.
never gets to the point where you truly believe that Tori has changed as a person. In her
Yeah.
apology, Tori claims that she did what she did because she must still have feelings for Daniel. But in the actual text of the episode, this isn't the impression left behind at all. In every scene we're shown, Tori gives off total ambivalence towards Daniel as a person, not missing him at all or even being happy that he's at the school. She only starts to show emotions when she sees that Daniel and Kat are happy together, because she and Daniel were never happy. This is basically Tori's ego playing out on a loud...
I feel like I've been here for a fucking year. Hang on, I'm gonna... These people need more Pope and less penis. I swear to it.
Speaker throughout the entire episode. In one scene, she's shown growing jealous because Daniel enjoys Kat's brownies, noting that he never liked her brownies when they were dating. I'm sure that's an innuendo somehow, but the point is that her frustration with her ex dating Kat doesn't lay in any repressed feelings for him, but in the fact that she isn't the person being focused on. She's the main attraction. She's the main character. So why aren't people acting like it? And this is a theme we've seen time and time again on the show. It's
almost like, okay, it's almost like this show took kids and tried to make, like, Frasier, wherein the Victoria girl is Frasier. This is so bad. This is so bad, bro. Like, don't put kids in this situation, man.
I'm obsessed with the fact that she was the only person not in the ping pong club, and why she thought a good birth week present for her sister was a private concert where she's the center of attention. And what makes these episodes frustrating is that clearly this was a purposeful part of Tori's characterization. It's arguably her most defining trait. But for some reason, having her recognize this fault out loud is just completely against the will of the writers. So you have these episodes where Tori is an absolutely horrible person, then she shrugs, says, "Well, I wish I knew why I did that," and the credits roll. And I think episode 13 is the first story that so clearly represents how this issue lies not only with the characters in the show, but also the writers in the real world. Okay. Episode 13 is twice as long as all of the other episodes, which means that it has twice the problems, twice the weird moments, and most importantly, twice the insecurity. That is the word to describe what this show suffers from. Victorious is an insecure.
What is with this? I don't like the feeling of this. This gives me bad feelings right here. This gives me something bad. It's giving me racism, it's giving me caricature, it's giving me other, it's giving me bad fucking vibes.
Show. It is a program that from episode 1 was not confident in its own premise, and the strange quirks of this story represent that so clearly. The episode starts off with Trina answering Tori's phone while she's in the shower. Trina finds out the caller is a cute boy from school wanting to ask Tori out on a date that Friday, but Trina says that Tori is busy and suggests he go with her instead. When Tori gets out of the shower and is told what happened, the two get into a massive fight until their father says that neither of them are going to be going out, as Trina will be getting her wisdom teeth removed and will be in intense pain. He adds that Tori will be watching over her, as both of their parents will be on vacation while Trina is recovering. Now, this is actually a funny episode for me, because I actually had my wisdom teeth out, I think about 6 or 7 years ago, and to me, it's like it was yesterday. One thing I remember really specifically is they put me on this gas. You know, obviously, that's what they do. They put me on this gas, they hook this thing up.
Funny, that's what they do. That's not what they do. Because when I got my wisdom teeth taken out, I was awake and aware. They gave me like a little numbing thing on the location, and then they splintered my teeth out and pulled out the shards of teeth from my gums. I was awake. That's how they did my extract. Yep.
To my mouth, and I remember being really worried about the logistics of having to be fed this gas while also the surgery is like inside my mouth. So I was like, what if it doesn't work? What if I run out? And so I was just thinking about all that while they were feeding me this stuff, and then it all goes gray and blurry, and then I wake up, right, and I turn to the doctor, and the very first thing I say to him is, "Hey, so when are we gonna do this? You gotta get my wisdom teeth out. Can you take my teeth out?" And so obviously they had already done it, and it was just such a strong gas that I didn't realize that the passage of time had happened. I was that out of it. And so they had to help me to my dad's car. And the thing is, I'm 6'4", so that's not an easy task. It's not a job for one person. So at one arm was this, this dentist, this doctor. At the other arm was my dad, and they're just dragging me across the parking lot, right? And so dad drives me home. I'm in the passenger seat. I think we're on the road for like 5 minutes when suddenly I start to wake up a little, and it hits me how there's a lot more blood in my mouth than there usually is. The point is that when you get your wisdom teeth out, it can be kind of a painful experience, and you need someone to help look after you, to make you soft food and to run to the pharmacy to pick up medication.
Yeah, I remember that after I got them taken out, I had them like stitched up, right? Because they stitch up your gums, so you can heal back. And my mouth was filled with this gross tasting like bile for the longest fucking time. And I was in a lot of pain, obviously. And my face was all puffy. And it happened in Mexico, near my grandma's house. And so I was throwing up blood for several days straight. Jesus. Yeah, but I had my entire family in Mexico take care of me. Yeah, it's not a one-person job kind of thing. It's really not.
And get gauze so you can cycle it out throughout the day. And what you don't need is a concussion.
Okay. Up the stairs.
This episode continues the ongoing theme of the writers designing characters you're supposed to hate and then having completely awful things happen to them, all under the expectation that you're going to laugh because they're not the main character. So the entire conceit of this episode's B-plot is that Trina is in intense pain the whole time, and Tori tries to force her to take medicine in a kind of Three Stooges routine, but every single time it skirts out of the boundaries of physical comedy and into the arena of physical assault that isn't funny to watch. This eventually leads to Tori
Oh, well, you came here at the right time, but hi there, how are you doing? I'm just gonna go ahead and skip past the fucking the child on screen, and yeah. That's a better that is a better still right there. Welcome, Raiders. My name is Oaky, and this is me, Clown Broadcasting Network Studios, bringing you the craziest, the kookiest, the wildest, the weirdest entertainment. Hi there. How was your stream? Oh God, somehow it got worse. Well, yes,
Welcome,
it did.
Raiders. I hope you have prepared yourselves. You've accidentally entered hell.
Yeah, what he said. Hello there. We're watching a video essay on how goddamn weird Victorious was. You know, that show on Nickelodeon that was trying to ride on the coattails of the success of, shows such as Camp Rock or whatever the fuck. Hannah Montana, shit like that, and how this was not it was not the vibe. Val did a fantastic creature for a commission and played a round of GeoGuessr because he's a nerd. I would love to play GeoGuessr. How do you even play that? Hang on. Wait. Also, God, no, not that show. It was all the weird foot. Yep, I'm a nerd. I see. Google. Okay. Yeah, maybe we'll give it a try another time. That sounds like fun. GeoGuessr is great. Yeah, well, you're entering hell times here because I don't know how this show was allowed to run. Like at all. Like at all. Hang on. You can play it for free with Time Lords. That sounds like fun. All right. You have a 5-minute gameplay and a 10-minute cooldown in the free session. I see. Okay. Well, if y'all are ready to fucking continue. Also, why are my fucking things all the way up here? There we go. I'd say you can run wild on Google Maps and play in hard mode. Lol. Cool. Yeah, I might give it a try sometime. And hey, glad to see you here. Grab a blanket, grab some snacks, and get ready because we're going to watch something that's going to make you feel better about your own life, potentially, and about the things that you create. Because I can assure you that it will be nowhere near as terrible as this show was. Oh! Annihilation Orchid. Oh, well, thank you so much. Very, very, very much for joining the cult. I may grab ice cream because the heat wave is still here in my country. Well, that's funny that you said heat wave because, anyway.
Of physical comedy and into the arena of physical assault.
How did this happen?
That isn't funny to watch. This eventually leads to Tori tying Trina up with ropes and duct tape.
Is this a Dan Schneider production? You know it, baby.
And then commenting that she didn't actually check to see if her sister was still alive. What's made even worse is, of course, the detail that Tori's parents have gone on vacation mysteriously the exact same weekend that Trina was going to have this big operation, with the implication of numerous scenes being that Trina's parents secretly don't love her.
Oh my god! Secret trans flag. I like that. Giant Garf? Yes. Oh my god, wait. There's some great stuff in the back here, like Crucified Ronald McDonald. Whoever the fuck this is. Icky, hey there, how you doing? Good to see you. We're watching some scuff television. Yeah, look at that. Fucking, oh my god, it's the bee. Oh my god, Garfield and Sonic, they're in love. Haha, unloved child funny. I swear to god, dude. Like, the humor of these shows was so goddamn mean. And I never could put my finger on why I didn't like it. And, like, I just thought, like, oh, I'm just, like, really sensitive, like, as a kid. But, like, no, like, it was just mean, you know? Like, fuck.
And hate spending time with her. Which you're supposed to laugh at, of course. Something golden child. Towards the end of the episode, Trina ends up becoming nearly animalistically territorial and reactive, and it's supposed to be played like that's just who Trina is, but the obvious text that they present is that she wasn't like this until her sister waterboarded her and then tied her up with duct tape because she didn't want to take an antibiotic. Don't worry though, Tori's the good guy in this story. You're told that's the case, so you have to accept it at face value. Here's a quick fact about this sequence. During this B-plot, when Trina ends up in a lot of pain, Tori calls her dentist, and this exchange takes place.
What the fuck? That is precisely the feeling that I've had this entire... What do the numbers mean?
Dr. Doty!
Okay, pop quiz. Why is this notable enough to point out? Well, as some of you might have jumped up from the couch to say, Dr. Doty is a cameo character who appeared in several similar Nickelodeon sitcoms around this same time. Dr. Doty is, apparently, a surgeon, a concussion expert, a paramedic, and now a dentist, either meaning that he's one of the most talented doctors in the world, or that he's so terrible that he keeps moving to new towns and taking up slightly different professions. Now, you might be a little confused why I keep describing the the Trina
Jesus!
storyline as the episode's B-plot, and that's because it is the B-plot. The A-plot features the rest of the cast who go to an LA karaoke bar while Tori is busy with their sister. There, they get into a feud with a group of snooty mean girls who challenge them to a singing competition. And this is one of the most important moments in the show so far. The two rival girls go up on stage and decide to sing a Ginger Fox song. You'll remember Ginger Fox as the character from iCarly who is a mean-spirited Britney Spears parody and is designed to have absolutely no talent. And so the song they sing here is supposed to be a terrible song within the universe, and the two girls do a very bad job at singing it. It is a purposefully bad performance of a purposefully bad song.
You're gonna love me, you're gonna tell me that you're ready to go. I'm already there, look up in the air, cause I'm the star of the show.
And after this, Jade and Kat go on stage, and wow. Immediately...
Oh, yeah. So you're about to find out that some stuff started happening, not just in the show being a piece of shit, which it was, but behind Sage. Yeah, like some bad stuff started happening. Because of this,
was blown away by the song that these two girls sing. And to put it lightly, it is because it's the first song in the show so far that sounds like a real song someone would actually listen to.
Burn so bright, I'm gonna make you fly.
And furthermore, it's a weirdly sexualized musical number, considering that these two were underage when they filmed it. But the main hot take you go away from this with is that these two can sing like you can't imagine. But around here is where I have a personal conspiracy theory that comes into play. But to explain it, I have to tell you about the rest of this storyline. The competition ends, and surprise, surprise, the two talentless girls are selected the winners and given the daily award. When one of them calls the owner dad, the other singers decry that this is nepotism and that he's only giving them the award because he wants to make his daughter feel special. And I actually disagree. I think he gives them the award every single night because he only has one and he has to make sure he gets it back every single night. Real quick, I want to stop and read an excerpt from the Victorious Wiki page about
the Wiki? Bitch, what?
About this character. Personality. Haley seems to be a fan of Ginger Fox, as she and her friend Tara perform two songs by her, Number 1 and Hate Me, Love Me. It is unknown whether she really loves her father or just likes him because he always lets her win his karaoke competition.
Hi there, Sandalord.
What the fuck, dude? The group are banned from singing at the bar in the future and go home angry that they were delivered such
weird vibes. The Nickelodeon's trying to convince us to be shit people or menaces to our surroundings. All these teen shows around the 2010s started Yeah, they did, dude! I never got it. I was like, why the fuck are these people so unlikable? Also, why are these kids at a bar? Why are these kids at a bar? Ain't none of y'all old enough to go to the damn club!
To disservice. However, they come up with a plan and invite Tori along for the ride. The next night, they challenge the girls, saying that anyone in the bar could beat them in an honest competition, and they allow them to pick any girl to sing against. They happen to have Tori dressed up in a potentially offensive disguise, and they end up picking her. And boom, she takes it all off on stage to reveal that she's actually a good singer and is attractive if you're 17. And of course, she wins the competition. Okay, so here's where my personal conspiracy theory comes into play.
Okay, wait,
I think that this episode is specifically strategically designed to make sure that Victoria Justice and her cast members never compete in any way and are not even singing near each other in the same parts of the episode. Because if Kat or Jade sang against Tori in an honest competition, it would be so impossible to believe that Tori was considered the most talented member of the group.
Show me what is real. If it breaks, does it heal? Open up your ear. Why you think that I'm here?
'Cause you're the shade and I'm the sunshine.
Here's the thing. Here's the fucking thing. The show starts. They have Ariana Grande on the fucking cast, right? They say it's about this Victoria girl being the best singer in the fucking thing. And then Ariana starts singing, and they go, oh shit. Oh shit. She's the better singer. Oh no. And then that started. Oh no, dude. She was going to be the one who was going to be famous, obviously, because she's a great fucking singer. That's what she does. But they didn't know that until they got them both singing, and they were like, oh fuck, we have to have our main character still be the better singer. What are we going to do? And then shit started going on backstage. Bitch, shit gets nuts.
I don't want to be mean, but the difference between these two songs is night and day. Elizabeth and Ariana sound like they have a natural talent for singing, and Victoria Justice sounds like the studio got her a pretty good singing coach. And so the only way that the writers or producers could have allowed a story like this to play out was if they introduced a third straw man group of performers, a set of girls who sing badly on purpose just to make sure there's no risk of their future pop star looking bad in the episode. The show lacks so much confidence about Victoria Justice actually being a potential star that they rig the competition so badly that the girls she sings against aren't even allowed to use their real singing voices. And I wonder, honestly,
didn't they check who was better singer before recording? What was that? Dude, like, this gets nuts, baby.
If we'll ever get to a point where Tori is put up against a real performer, or if the show will continue to be too insecure to pull something like that off. The next episode is Season 1, Episode 14, Rex Dies, and boy, you'll never guess what happens in this one. What?
Oh, I'm ready for this, dude.
Rehearsing for yet another play directed by Mr. Sikowitz, Tori is put in charge of a wind machine that both sucks and blows. Robbie leaves Rex on set for a moment, only for Tori to accidentally put the machine on suck when it should be blow, leading to Rex being pulled inside, causing the
What in the fucking Chucky, bro? This is a treat and a half.
class to react as if they've just seen one of their classmates die in front of their very own eyes. Tori tries to retrieve Rex and oh fuck!
Give me that one more time. Give me that one more time.
Seen one of their classmates die in front of their very
oh my god!
Eyes.
One more
Tori
time.
Tries to retrieve Rex and oh. Fuck!
Bro! Can I get some F's in the chat, please? Can I get some Oaky deer rips in the chat? Can we please clip the oh fuck? One more time already. He's fucking
causing the class to react as if they've just seen one of their classmates die. In front of their very own eyes. Tori tries to retrieve Rex and oh fuck!
Someone had some dirt on someone. It's not hard to believe. Someone witnessed a murder to let this show get oh my fucking god.
As if they've just seen classmates die.
This is Tommy Wiseau level writing fucking masterpiece of inappropriate.
In front of their very own eyes. Tori tries to retrieve Rex and oh fuck! Sorry, I know that Rex is kind of racist and we've all agreed that we're not fond of him, but I'm just so used to him being a cast member that I'm
Jeez, oh my god, bro! I have no real memory of Victorious, which says something. Yeah, Kiwi Changeling, I don't either. Hang on, look, like, you know what this is giving me vibes of? Have y'all ever heard of a band called Interpol. Let me just hang on. So the band called Interpol, great fucking music, by the way. They have a music video for a song called Evil. And that music video, Oaky and chat gonna disappear, Nick Executive's gonna have us murdered, absolutely. Yeah, it's called Evil. And they have a little puppet in it. Now here's the thing, that puppet looks so goddamn fucked up. Here, let me hang on. Hang on. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find you a picture of the puppet. Okay. Here. So this is a picture of the puppet. Oh god. Oops. No way! No! Ah! Undo! No! You can't hear that. Hang on. There we go. Hang on. DMCA! Okay, but yeah. Hang on. That was the picture of the puppet, right? Here he is. Oh shit, Vapor Skull, thank you! Thank you. Here he is. He looks, yeah. He has a face, yes. But here's the thing. After in a Lost Media video, yeah, so afterwards, I think his name is Norman. Well, what do you do with a fucking puppet that, you really don't have anything left to do with? You just leave it in he ain't having healthy poops. What do you do with this puppet? You just kind of sit him somewhere, right? Like, there's nothing left to do with him. You just kind of leave him in a warehouse. So he's kind of been deteriorating over the years. And this is what he looks like now. So, tell me if this isn't giving you vibes of... Look at him! Pobrecito. Oh man, like he's not doing very okay lately. But there's actually a petition. Oh, there's better pictures too. At any point that thing is gonna start moving and kill. Like, I feel kind of bad for him, like, pobrecito. Like, look at him. Look, he's just That's me after a fucking hangover, man. I swear to God. Look at him. A fucking Rosemary. Heaven. How does that happen? I don't fucking know, dude. Heaven did not restore him. Look up Norman the Puppet, Interpol. Just look up, literally all you have to do is look up Interpol, William Afton gonna possess that bitch. I find it very funny that you're doing this on the same day that Quinton is streaming some stuff for part 2. I don't know. When I know Vapor Skull. Anyway, yeah, the band is Interpol. The song is Evil, and the puppet's name is Norman. And apparently, there's some kind of petition to like restore him. So yeah. But this is giving me such big Norman vibes. Like,
shocked that they show him in this state.
Look at that shit! Look at that! Oh, pobrecito, like, goddamn, dude, like, I get it, like, he's creepy and all, but fuck, man.
His head broken open with one eye lazily dangling down.
No, oh, fuck! He opened the mouth! Oh my god, this gun's in pedazos, dude. Okay, no, that was.
I'm just so used to him.
Yeah, like, okay. This is a kid's show. Restore him with Brill's flesh, yes. This is a kid's show. And this is an established character. The fact that they showed him blown to shit, this is almost gore-like. Please, you gotta put him out of his misery. He's a pig. Yeah, like, this is... Look.
Him being a cast member, that I'm just shocked that they show him in this state. His head broken open with one eye lazily dangling down by a strand of...
Like, wow. Imagine being told to act with this destroyed puppet. Have you ever noticed that Rex has a skull? What?
Puppet cartilage? It really does hit you the
Bro, what the fuck? Some kid is gonna be fucking devastated. Yeah, like...
First time that you see it.
What'd I miss? Tori tried to murder Rex.
Jin?
As Robbie and Andre are in the play and have to
Look
go
at
on
that. Yeah,
stage,
like, okay.
everyone else in the
The fact that they made it look so skull-like was a deliberate choice, because the nose being gone is it's like particular. It's particular. Like, yes. Have skull, yeah.
gang agree to take him to the hospital at the request of Robbie. Once they're in the hallway, however, they regroup and argue over what they should actually do, as they all concede that Rex is simply a delusion of Robbie that he hasn't let go of despite being 16. Jade says that Rex dying is the best thing that could happen to Robbie, as it would allow him to be a normal teenage boy. And so, they all...
if I broke my friend's shit and they were crying, I'd be sad too. Yeah, dude, like, goddamn. Hey, your thing broke and we know that you love your thing, but we're just gonna fucking throw it out a fucking thing. Goddamn, dude. This show is just mean. Yeah, Tulpa defeated Jesus Christ. God, what the fuck, bro?
all plan a devious escapade.
Why are we taking a puppet to a real... Look, Icky, at this point in the game, we're not asking questions. Man. Oh,
they
God.
go to the hospital and explain to one of the doctors that they want him to hook Rex up to a fake IV and then convince Robbie that he's actually dead. Remember what I said in one of my last videos about these shows feeling like someone watched It's Always Sunny and didn't get the joke? This episode is a great example. Everything in this story feels like something that the Patty's Pub gang would get up to.
Will you do something for me?
And that's statutory rape joke number 3. But no, it turns out that the doctor doesn't want that, kind of. We discover he has a son who is kind of a loser, and he wants Tori to go on a date with him in order to help his self-esteem. When she sees a photo of him, she reels, but agrees to do it in order to help Robbie. Meanwhile, Kat is speaking to a receptionist and accidentally leads her to believe that she is mentally deranged, causing her to be locked up in a white room with foam boxes to help stop her from hurting herself.
This one is just going and going and going. What the fuck, bro? What the fuck, bro? What in the fuck, bro? What the fuck, bro? What the fuck? Oh my god. Popitas is in the chat. We need to cleanse the fucking Se Solicita underage girl. Soliciting under... Woo!
She's also put in what appears to be booty scrubs, because of course she is. They never resolve this storyline. Moving on. Robbie soon finishes the play and heads to the hospital, and Beck retrieves the doctor.
I was trying to stop that man from choking.
Yeah, this is really important.
Again, I can't just not point out how much this reads like Always Sunny to me. Couldn't you just see this being a Charlie episode? Like, Charlie gets addicted to a puppet, so Dennis kills it, and they convince the doctor to do a fake death scene, actively stopping him from saving people who are dying. But in this show, the characters aren't the bad guys, and their egotism is portrayed as a justified aspect of the universe because they're just that cool.
Like, that's the thing. The thing about Sunny in Philadelphia is that all of the characters are jackasses who you're not supposed to fucking look up to.
They do the fake scene, Rex flatlines, and Robbie breaks down sobbing in what is an amazingly good performance that really sells you on the tragedy. But Tori, realizing how much Rex means to him, turns the machine back on, announcing that Rex is still alive. The group are hesitant, but they eventually accept that this puppet is far from gone. That's it, the credits roll. They never explain how he fixes the damned thing. A wizard did it. The more that we see Rex expanded on as a character, the more I eagerly hope and anticipate a potential episode where they directly imply that something weird is going on.
Bro, that's Chucky, dude. Bro, that thing is Chucky, bro. You can't tell me that thing is not fucking Chucky, bro!
Here. All I want is an episode where someone, for a split second, wonders if Rex is really alive. I don't care if that means Rex does something and no one can figure out how, or if someone starts hearing Rex themselves in their own head, but I just want the show to get a little bit creative with this.
I want the show to turn, I want this show to turn into full horror. You know what I mean?
Is how Ed, Edd and Eddy treated Plank. For those of you who missed out on that show, Plank was a piece of wood that one of the cul-de-sac kids
How you mentioned Rex was racist, like what did you, the way he talks. So he has his hair in like what looks like a very shitty approximation of dreads, and they told him to do his voice as a quote-unquote urban person. Yeah. They stopped using Rex as much in later seasons. Well, I wonder fucking why, dude.
thought was alive, and while Plank was never spoken to by anyone else, he apparently would retain memories. So if the Edge stole Plank and then did something to him, Plank would tell Johnny about it. And I think that kind of energy is what the Robbie-Rex dynamic is desperately missing. Episode 15 starts once again in Mr. Psychowitz's theater class, with him asking the main clique to stay after the bell to talk to him. There, he explains that he has an old friend from school who has become extremely rich, and has a young son who is having a birthday party soon. His friend had hired a famous children's band for the event, called the Wooga Waffles, who I'm pretty sure are supposed to be the Wiggles? But this party plan has sadly literally gone south, as their airplane has crashed into the side of a mountain on the way there.
Apparently, the Wagafuffle's private jet crashed.
I'm not making this up. There is a running gag in this episode that the Wiggles have died in the exact same way that Buddy Holly did. And the way they describe it, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be the joke.
I heard the Wagafuffle's airplane fell in a mountain.
Anyways, his rich
Bro, those are real kids, dude! What the fuck, bro? Like...
band for his toddler party, and he suggests the group try and take the opportunity. They say they aren't interested until Psychowitz says that they're going to be paid $1,000, which... holy shit, that's a bad deal.
Yeah.
Why do they not recognize that that isn't a good deal? Are they stupid? Can they not do basic math?
They're kids.
You're each getting paid $142. If it's not something you want to do, the money really isn't worth it. Anyways, unable to find a calculator, they decide to take the gig, and they each struggle with writing children's music in their own style.
It's fun to run, it's fun to play, it's fun to make things out of clay, it's fun to fill your car with gas, it's fun to break things made of glass.
This character really is Charlie in every conceivable way.
There is a spider, deep in my soul.
I'm losing brain cells actively, bro.
In the brainstorming session, Andre gets a call from a record producer who has been trying to sign him up to a label, and he learns that things are looking good and he's likely to get signed. Soon enough, the birthday party comes and the gang prepare to go on stage, as Psychowitz realizes that they haven't picked a name and makes one up on the spot.
The Diddly Bops!
Oh, come on, that's not even subtle! Someone working on these shows had a bone to pick, I'm telling ya. So the Hollywood Art 7 come out, dressed as different food, and sing a childish song about how cheese is great because cheese goes on all kinds of food. Do you know what's interesting? This episode was actually produced far earlier in the season than it was aired, which means that not only is this the first time that Ariana Grande was allowed to sing in the same room as Victoria Justice, this was the first time that they let her sing at all. And it was all for a Doodle Bops parody about cheese. The song goes over very well, but partway through, one of the kids begins filming the performance, and we later learn that this recording has been uploaded to Splashface and several other social media sites, and that it's gone hyper-viral with the kindergarten-aged audience.
What the
This is
fuck?
frustrating to the cast, who have been trying to become famous basically for the entire show's run, but now are known only by an age group who watches Nick Jr. The exception to this is Kat, who absolutely loves being in the band and forms a
That's
new group
cute.
and keeps touring without the rest, leading to a group of 5-year-olds noticing the changing cast and forming a violent mob. To make matters worse, Andre learns from his record producer that the label has passed on signing him, exclusively because the embarrassing video popped up in a background search.
It's so cursed to think this was written by adults, approved by a cast, producers and directors, cinematographers, and film crew. It feels like some Epstein's Island. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. What?
Despondent, Andre begins skipping class, becoming addicted to chocolate milk and trying to sulk through his emotions. However, in a stroke of genius inspired by Tori, Andre begins changing his song, anti-Weird Al-ing his own material until a love song comes into being. Inspired, Tori and Andre invite the producer and the head of his record label to hear his song live, and the performance goes over amazingly.
You know what always upsets me? Is that... shit, I forgot what his name is.
One thing I've noticed about Victoria Justice is that sometimes she doesn't know what to do during a musical performance,
Oh boy.
and she's certainly not very good at lip syncing, so instead she'll start doing what I like to call the broken neck dance. Like, whoa, Tori, Tori, oh, do you have a spinal injury or something? Anyways, I'm gonna return to that list of things that exist in this universe, and I'm just gonna jot down the
Alright, we'll see you.
Dead? Okay, so I have 2 more additional things I want to bring up now that we're at the end of this episode. First of all, I want to highlight a comment that I found on the Victorious wiki page for this story.
Oh my god, okay, wait,
I
what?
feel bad for Andre in this episode.
Okay, here's the thing. I was gonna say, the Andre character is like the most charming, like likable one. And I swear to God, I feel that just because he's not like typical Hollywood cute or whatever, or because he wasn't a, dare I say it, a white guy, he wasn't the main like fucking like love interest. Even though like he obviously seemed to really like the main character and whatever, and he was really nice and really talented and stuff. Like, what the fuck, right? Right? Like, is it just me? Is that just me? Like, okay, hang on. I'm gonna go back to the list.
First of all, I want to highlight a comment that I... Okay, so... or something? Anyways, I'm gonna...
Christmas Angels, The Frozen Head of Walt Disney, Bigfoot, Beefcoon, David Schwimmer is Dead, the iCarly sitcom, No! Oh my god, that is a cursed name. The Jedi Mind Trick, but it only works on Tebow.
I'm gonna return to that list of things that exist in this universe, and I'm just gonna jot down the Wiggles are dead. Okay, so I have 2 more additional things I want to bring up now that
Andre's grandma was an interesting recurring gag. Okay.
that we're at the end of this episode. First of all, I want to highlight a comment that I found on the Victorious wiki page for this story.
Bro.
I feel bad for Andre in this episode. When I first saw this episode, I was hoping that the gang would find out who recorded them performing as the Diddly Bops, and I was annoyed that didn't happen. And I have to agree with Tori, Andre, Robbie, Beck, and Jade that being the Diddly Bops is not fun. You can clearly tell they didn't want to be on it, and Andre almost got his life ruined because of it. Kat and Trina are stupid for wanting to join the Diddly Bops. This episode is still decent to watch though, because the ending song, Song to You, is an awesome. The song Broken Glass is also pretty fun, despite having dark lyrics to it. So what I love about this comment is the implication that the way this episode should have ended is that the gang find the 5-year-old who recorded them singing, and they get revenge. And they go out and they find this kindergartner out on the street. And
Is he still a thing? Yeah,
You!
Is he still a thing? Yeah, he still streams and shit.
You did this! this.
Ugh.
And they start like curb stomping him. They take his lunch money. They spit in his eyes. That's what you get, bitch. That's what you get for liking a fucking song. And there's like toddler blood all over their clothes, but they're not stopping. They just keep going. And this whole time, the loudest laugh track you have ever heard has just been blaring. But the more notable thing to me is the way that this episode actually does end. In this story, as we've set up, the record producer and the owner of the record label come to see Andre's live song. And they love it. They absolutely love his song. And he finishes the song, and it fades to black. Why is this notable? Why is that something that I feel like I want to point out? Well, to put it bluntly, it's because this is the kind of vague non-ending that the show seems to consistently reach towards. You see, while iCarly and Victorious do share the common trait that they are both fame bait, they are different in a lot of ways. Most notably that iCarly is a semi-serialized show about teenagers becoming famous, and Victorious is an episodic show about teenagers who will become famous. You know, later. And what this means is that Andre can't have the happy ending implied here, because if he or anyone else gets signed to a record label, that's it. The show's over. And furthermore, you'll take note that throughout the show so far, we haven't really seen any development of any kind. Characters haven't learned any lessons, they haven't grown from their experiences, and the show has even abandoned the pretense of having any sort of romantic ships or love triangles. The most you can say about these characters at this point is that they're definitely more concentrated versions of the exact same characters we saw in the pilot episode. And furthermore, I've done some math, and I've checked the wiki, and it seems to me that the characters in this show don't age. Because they're sophomores in the pilot episode, and Trina is 1 year older, and the show lasted 4 seasons and 3 years, so yeah.
3 years? 3 years? Really? 3 fucking years of this bullshit?
Yeah, I guess they don't age. And that's weird, because the show is so overtly set in the same universe as iCarly, a show where the characters do age and they do develop over time. Season 1 Carly, Sam, and Freddy are different characters than Season 6 Carly, Sam, and Freddy, because again, it's semi-serialized. And I'm willing to bet that the versions of the 8 leads that we see in the finale are going to be almost exactly the same as the 8 leads that we know to exist right now. Which makes me kind of question if analyzing this show episode by episode has actually been a mistake, because I don't think we're going to see a lot of storylines or overarching continuity by the end. But it's fun, right? I'm having a good time. Anyways, let's move on to Season 1, Episode 16.
I was going to say, why don't we finish out Season 1, and then the next time, hey there, bad things. Yeah, we're going to finish off Season 1. Let me see. Yeah, we can do that. And then we'll save Season 2 for the next time.
Walkstar. This one is racist. In the episode, Jade wants to write a play that she's written about a girl who falls into a well and dies. Although we initially are led to believe that the story is nothing more than edgy nonsense, we eventually come to realize that it's actually a deeply personal story that Jade has written about her troubled relationship with her emotionless and unloving father. However, the school rejects the script, meaning that she has no platform to make the play happen unless she finds external funding somewhere else. Tori accidentally offers to raise said money, and when mentioning it to the owner of a local Chinese restaurant, they're surprised when she suddenly offers to put up the money herself.
Because I love acting and theater, and maybe one day if you kids get famous, you will end up on my wall of celebrities.
Long story short, it turns out that she wants to make massive changes to the play, including casting her talentless daughter as a fairy character. Jade laments that her father will be seeing the show, and this is her only chance to
This is bad.
Prove that her
Somebody
art has
once
value
told me the
to
world
him.
is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kind of dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead.
Well, they start coming and they don't stop coming, little buddy. That's absolutely correct. This lady goes from owning a Chinese restaurant to a sushi place. Ooh.
And so Tori comes up with a scheme for them to do the play straight, but only for the night that her father comes to the performance, while Trina and Andre distract Miss Lee at the Chinese restaurant.
What's with
the audience
this?
absolutely loves her play, and afterwards, oh shit, is that Josh Peck? Post-Peck's Josh Peck? Anyways, her dad says it's brilliant, and Jade finally acts like Tori is her friend, who has done something truly kind for her. It's too bad these characters are incapable of retaining memories. Episode 17 is a parody of a trend in the 2010s that we've talked about a lot on this channel. The sudden emergence of sensational reality shows done exclusively to punish American writers for striking a few years before. In the story, a new reality show comes to Hollywood Arts to film
Oaky suffers critical psychic damage, yes. And they don't, literally, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming.
New material, and afterwards, the entire school ends up auditioning. During Beck's audition, one of the assistants on the show suddenly blurts out,
"Are you dating anyone?"
And that's statutory rape joke number... God, what are we on now? 4?
4?
Jay,
5?
Andre, and Beck are picked as the best fit for the presentation, and are...
And you know what's really creepy? Most of the time, it's that kid. It's that kid with the shitty haircut. It's always that kid. Like...
soon followed around by the crew at all times. In one memorable sequence at the beginning of filming, Tori begins doing a black voice to the camera before being asked to speak normally. She notes that she was simply using her urban voice, causing the only black person in the scene to say that she isn't doing a very good job. She then develops the hiccups, explaining,
"Oh man, why do I always get the hiccups when I talk urban?"
I just want us all...
Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming, fed to the rules, and I hit the ground running. Didn't make sense not to live for fun. Your brain gets smart but your head gets dumb. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back streets? You'll never know. If you don't go, you'll never shine. If you don't glow.
The timing of that was fucking... Oh my god! I am actively sweating. Oh, thank you for the perfect timing, Zang. Jesus fucking, I'm going to commit violence.
All to agree at this point in the presentation that while black and urban are not synonyms, and you can be black without being from an urban community, and you can be from an urban community without being black, in this show specifically, when the writers use the word urban, we all know what they mean. The gang managed to obtain the pilot episode for the reality show, but are shocked when 2 different phone calls, one taken at day and one at night, are cut together to imply that Beck and Tori are having an affair, causing Jade to nearly kill Tori. The producers admit that they're just trying to use the footage to tell an interesting
Little guy has the lyrics written down on his clipboard. Yes, he does.
Story, even if it's not a very true one. And after the 4 realize that all they have to do to appear on TV is act crazy, they begin staging fake fights and drama all around school. Meanwhile, in the B-plot, Trina is so distraught with not being selected for the show that she starts a fight outside of the school's food truck. Which, their lunchroom is a food truck, by the way, which is the most theater school thing I've ever heard of. And anyways, they accidentally drag the dude out of his food truck.
Oh my god!
And he's sent to the hospital. Later,
that looked really bad.
Office of the school's recurring guidance counselor, the 2 continue to fight, causing him to aggressively spray lotion on both of them, especially Trina, which,
Please call the police. Thank you.
Please call the police. Yeah, I'm on it, buddy.
Man, I wish I could remember the name of the guy that made these shows. People warned me that this show was going to be filled with weird innuendos, but I think this is easily the worst one so far. Anyways, as punishment, the two are put in charge
The vibes are rancid. I think the guidance counselor is the same dude who plays Sam's old pageant dad.
of running the school's food truck. Robbie continues to yell, "No, I'm not Andy Samberg," at the customers, which made sense at the time. Trina deep fries Rex's foot. The rest of the segment is boring. Back in the A-plot, Tori and Jade are finally getting along in trying to think of crazy things to do on camera to make it seem like they aren't getting along. Eventually, they come up with an idea. Tori notes that they should start a fake beef with the school's janitor, who is actually very nice, as she notes that he gave all of the girls chocolate mops for Valentine's Day. Jade says that she never got a mop, causing Tori to realize that she was the only person to get a gift on Valentine's Day from this member of the school faculty, leading to her bragging that she must be liked the most. And I guess that's statutory rape joke number 5.
Number 5.
Anyways, Jade has a friend drop a junker car off in the parking lot so they can trash it, and say on camera that it's the janitor's car that they're destroying. However, partway through this, it turns out the car they're trashing actually belongs to the injured food truck driver. The school's guidance counselor, enraged by what's happened, kicks the film crew off at the school. The camera crew decide to scrap all of the material they've filmed so far, and Tori and Jade are forced to carry the food truck worker home in a wheelbarrow, as they sing a song for their personal pleasure. The second time that Jade has been allowed to sing with Tori, and once again, entirely as a joke. Season 1, episode 18 starts off in the 4th theater class that these kids are in. I'm sorry, does this school even have core curriculums? Because every time we see a new class or a new teacher, it's another theater class. There is no way that you can go to this school and have any college take you seriously. Anyways, they're in their 4th theater class when they end up meeting Dale Squires, known in-universe as a famous director who has recently exploded on the scene. Dale is in between projects and wants to do a film with a group of inventive students, and he's picked this class because he was a former student of the teacher. This teacher specifically has no name and seems to only appear in this episode, which means that the Victorious Wiki just pretends he doesn't exist. I'm serious. This character has a good handful of encounters with people in this episode, but absolutely no page references his existence. I find this to be an oddly intriguing element of fan wiki culture. There's this obsessive dedication to archiving every detail of every fact, up to the point where a character doesn't have a name, so you don't know what to call the article. Anyways, Beck has an old play that he did the
No! Get out of here, Dan Schneider! Get out! No! Leave this place! That's too fun. Listen, he's gonna read everything you say. He's a good little intern, man. How could you?
The semester before, which they decide to recycle for the feature. However, when they start filming, Dale completely blows off the creative process, goofing off and acting like a child, while everyone else does the hard work. Later, when the project comes out and is acclaimed, the group discover that Dale has only put his name on the project, basically cutting them out of any credit for their ideas and hard work. Meanwhile, in a boy-centric B-plot, Robbie asks Beck to help him work on a car which he recently inherited. Robbie refers to the car as an it, causing Beck to correct him, saying,
"Oh, no, Phasmophobia rare RNG spirit dense."
that all cars are girls.
There she is.
Oh, right. Cars are called she.
Not just cars.
Not just cars?
Also boats, airplanes. My Uncle Barbara.
Beck is
the cringe.
Transphobic. The storyline goes on from there. Robbie gets blasted by a hose, Beck laughs, there's some cheerleaders, it's a B-plot, who cares? So the A-plot gang figure out that Dale is going to be talking.
Ew, what the fuck is that? Bro, what is this? Bro, you just posted cringe. Beck was never good. That hair, it was giving me transphobe. It was giving me misogyny. Victoria had a, ooh.
national talk show and plot to get revenge on him. They pay Andre's cousin to interrupt the show and orchestrate a plan that they've come up with, although we never actually see them describing the plan to her. However, when Dale is asked about the viral short he made, he admits that he barely had anything to do with it, and credits all of the leads directly by name, giving special credit to Tori as the film's true director. However, they failed to convince Andre's cousin to abort the plan, leading to her storming on stage, accusing Dale of being her ex as she begins violently assaulting him in what is again, apparently, a caricatured illustration of what women of color look like to the showrunners.
Yep.
Several people are knocked out in this torrent of fists, including security guards, and Dale is placed in a situation that could lead to him going to the hospital, and all because of the actions of the main characters. Say it with me now, they're ambivalent to this. And finally, let's move on to the Season 1 finale, Sleepover at Psychowitz. This episode is simple enough. Psychowitz is teaching a class on method acting, but grows frustrated with—
Are the actors okay now? I want them to be okay. The lady in the background clapping was cringing so hard. Oh my fucking god, dude. Like,
Tori continues to break character when distracted. Sulking after the bell rings, the gang apologize for not taking method acting seriously, at which point he says that it's understandable, as they are just children and are simply amateurs. The students of course react negatively to this, and eventually Psychowitz suggests they join in on a dare. They will all go over to his house that Saturday.
Nobody is going over to anybody's house. Nope. No. That's not what's happening. No, just no. Oh, mamma mia, say no.
And will spend the night in character. Whoever lasts the longest will prove him wrong, and anyone who breaks will be—
What is this Epstein shit, bro? What the fuck?
Banished. Rex makes a joke that he wants Tori to play a character who's in love with short puppets, and she in turn gives him a long, passionate kiss, causing him to awkwardly ask to be taken home. This show has such brilliant subterfuge.
The spirits are dark.
I put this video in the bibliography for my paper on the absence of God.
I mean, shit, bro. I remember him being not creepy weird in a way, but I also have crap memory. Hey, baby, I mean, I think we all tried to erase this from the collective consciousness, if you know what I mean.
Just when you start to wonder why a middle-aged teacher is so obsessed with getting a bunch of teenagers to come to his home on a weekend, something even weirder happens, and you forget to think about it. After school, the gang end up assigning each other the roles that they will play while at the party, and this is where things start to fall apart. Instead of the parts being things you'd actually want to do a method performance for, the roles are all just really lame jokes that each kid has thought of. So for instance, Tori's joke is that she's a cop who's really into Raisin Bran. Robbie is a motivational speaker who has wobbly legs and sometimes falls over mid-speech. And
wait, this is the set from iCarly, I think. It looks like it.
Andre is a man who just ran a marathon and is also pregnant, which was really funny 10 years ago, I imagine. And the rest—
Oh my goodness, the show. I gotta get some sleep. Have a good night. Okay. Intern and everyone, absolutely. You save yourself, Olliant. I want to know the honest opinion and stories of the child. I know, I would want to see that face is hilarious, but you know, remember when I said that this show was somebody's fetish bait?
The rest of the episode is basically just these kids all repeating the exact same one-sentence joke over and over.
This show looks like the word bruh.
This show looks like the word bruh. It is.
I just ran 26 miles. Can I please get some water? I'm so tired and pregnant. I gotta sit down. I think I'm gonna have a baby. I just run that marathon. At least, you know.
Wasn't this the Nickelodeon show with the foot fetish? All of them were.
I'm pregnant and exhausted from running a marathon.
I'm sorry, this isn't Andre. I'm a pregnant marathon runner. Oh, why did I run that marathon while I was pregnant?
One by one, each of the kids are eliminated. Robbie breaks character when Psychowitz falls through a window in his house, and then Kat breaks character on purpose to go on a date with a Ken doll who lives with Psychowitz, which annoys Tori because it's a boy she wanted to go on a date with as well.
And to think I was gonna let that boy eat my Raisin Bran.
When you watch enough of this show, everything sounds like an innuendo.
I can see your belly button.
Why, yes, that is my belly button.
Have you ever considered filling it with Raisin Bran?
Andre is suddenly visited and dragged away by his paranoid grandmother, who is extremely delusional and violent because of course she is.
Because women of color are all insane.
Jade burns her hand on a tray, giving her third-degree burns as she runs outside and breaks a car window in anger. And finally, it's just the final two kids, as Psychowitz gives up and decides to go to bed. The next day, as Tori and Beck wake up, Beck breaks character, causing Tori to celebrate that she has won the competition.
I am a police officer, and I am victorious!
Ah, they said it. Okay, go home, everyone. Okay, so now that we've digested each and every episode of Victorious Season 1, it's time for us to generally analyze everything we've learned as we slowly work our way back towards the conspiracy board.
Yikers, baby. It gets worse, baby. It gets so much worse. It gets so much worse. That shirt though, the drip.
Whenever I would watch one of these episodes, upon reflecting on them later...
Going to bed before I lose it. Absolutely, you do that, Meryl. We'll see you. Thank you for hanging out with us, man.
I would always find that my first thoughts were never about the characters or the jokes that they would make, but instead, the setting. This school where Victorious takes place, which I find to be fascinatingly absurd. The core-defining aspect of this show is that it's essentially advanced fantasy material, trying to get you to envy the lives of this group of rich kids going to an expensive private school in LA. This is a life that you are supposed to wish that you were living, which means that the school itself is presented in an extremely careful way. I paid very, very close attention to all of the schedules and classes mentioned by students in this show for one specific reason.
Worst part to me was Robbie being put in the woman's side of the prison and was asked to prove he's a guy when he'd bring up that he's on the... Oh my god, dude, whoa! Bro, what the fuck, dude? Jesus!
I wanted to know if any of these kids take real classes. Art high schools exist. They are real. But if you go to one, you're still going to have a science teacher, you're still going to have a math teacher, because there are still required core curriculums. I'd say the closest we get, for the most part, is there's an episode where some of the characters mention that they're trying to get out of a gym class. The school apparently has a gym class, but there are alternative courses you can take which count as gym credits. So some of the characters in the show are taking a dance class, and two of the characters in the show end up taking a ballerina class. But as far as I can tell, outside of that, there's only one character in this show so far who is illustrated taking a real non-theater class. Because in Season 1, Episode 6, we see Robbie in what is very clearly a real history class, being taught by this teacher right here. You look around this room, you see they're learning about Abraham Lincoln, and there's like real history stuff on the walls. It seems like a real history class. However, this is actively contradicted in the previous episode.
Man, Dan Schneider is really uncool. It was shocking to see how much of our childhood he influenced. Yeah, man, I went to an art high school, but this show is ridiculous. Man, I had always wanted to do that, and I wanted to go to like art school and stuff, and then I realized how shitty kind of art school is and how it kind of made a lot of people not want to do art and stuff. Regardless, yeah, Dan Schneider. man, I need that man as far away from anything relating to children as humanly possible.
Where we see an entirely different class discussing the history of theater with the same teacher that Robbie is also in. And so my personal theory about this at the moment is that these are probably two different periods of two different classes, both taught by the same teacher, which was really common where I went to high school, you know? Like, it was like, you know, period 1, you got Mr. Roof,
Yeah, I hope that the actors in this are okay, because Jesus Christ.
AP Literature. Period 2, you got Film Studies with Mr. Roof. Period 3, you got Yearbook with Mr. Roof. I mean, my God, I couldn't get enough of them. I just imagine that, like,
that makes me fucking sad.
Robbie could really like this teacher and took 2 different history classes with them. But it's also entirely possible that this is a production continuity error. It's very, very likely that in the script itself, these 2 classes were intended to be the exact same class, and then people just got confused when they were filming.
Yeah, I didn't like the real life shows. I mean, like, here's the thing, like, I found iCarly funny for, like, the wacky physical shit, but, like, I never really paid much attention to it, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't looking at this crazy shit that was going on. Fuck, dude.
Filming it, because when you watch the scene that I think is a real history class, the thing that they're talking about is...
Then at 10 p.m., President Lincoln was watching the play at Ford's Theater. Booth quietly slipped into Lincoln's box, pulled out a Derringer, and shouted,
"I'm gonna kill you!"
Oh no! The assassination of Abraham Lincoln. So you could conject that the lesson they're learning here isn't supposed to relate to the history of the United States, but in fact the history of theater heckling. However, even if we do end up considering these to be 2 different classes, to me, the
only live-action kids show that matters is Power Rangers anyway. Absolutely correct. Goated. She was really traumatized from the director and stayed far away from him, and I think Nick as well. Oof.
Important aspect is that Robbie is the only person taking the real history class. Now, what this implies me is the very horrifying revelation that every single core curriculum at this school can be replaced with a theater class. Which, by the way, remember that running joke I've been doing where I've been counting all the theater classes these kids take, and it's 4? I actually forgot about this class. So it's actually 5. So far, there are 5 theater classes that these kids take in this school. Once again, pretty clearly, the whole concept behind presenting the school this way is to make something that children at home can fantasize about attending. But as an adult, I only kind of feel bad for these kids.
Okay,
because statistically speaking,
you get that ice cream.
Most of the kids who go to this school will not make it in the industry. Not only are they not going to be famous, but a whole lot of them aren't even going to work behind the scenes in any capacity. They're going to end up getting really normal jobs and live really normal lives. And I feel like going to a high school that didn't teach you math, didn't teach you science, didn't teach you English, that's going to make it A, harder to get into a good college, and B, harder to be a functioning adult. Because you know that kid in class that would be like, excuse me, when are we going to use this? They will only right about 60% of the time. But as I say all of this, keep in mind, I've only done season 1, and we have 3 more seasons to go. So it's very possible that down the line, there's going to be an episode where one of these kids has a math class, one of these kids is a science class, and you know, my whole theory here is going to be exponentially disproven. Anyways, let's now move on to the topic of the characters who actually appear inside of the school. I want to start the section off paradoxically.
That's the part that hurts me when people talk about being famous because the reality is so fucking hard. Yeah, dude, no, like, that's not the life for me, dog. No.
By talking about some of the characters who get the least amount of screen time in the show. Because in a shocking twist, the secondary cast ends up being equally as important as the main cast in several of these episodes. The secondary cast, mind you, is for the most part just the same joke repeated over and over and over again. But the thing is, that's also how you can describe everyone on the board right now. So by the end of the season, despite the fact that these 9 end up getting the most amount of screen time, I can tell you as much information about Sinjin as I can Andre. So yeah, let's get into this. Starting us off is Trina and Tori's parents. I was very surprised that these guys ended up being in a good handful of season 1 episodes. I think watching iCarly, iCarly had such a bad track record for stopping their secondary actors from being stolen by Disney Channel. So it was like really common on iCarly for a character to be introduced who is clearly supposed to be a recurring bit, only for them to disappear, and then 6 months later, that actor's got a Disney Channel show. So I got used to characters showing up that seem like they're important, and then they just disappear, and it's never mentioned again. So when I was watching the pilot episode, and Tori and Trina got parents that barely have any lines, I was like, we're never seeing these bozos again. Tori and Trina ain't got parents. They're going to be raising themselves, because we're never seeing these guys again. And I was wrong. They're like constantly in the show. The most consistent joke with these two is that they secretly don't love Trina and will do anything not to be around her. They often end up being thrown into the antics of the main characters, which can make them kind of worry because the main cast they're kind of weird. For instance, in the finale, there's this B-plot where the two are having an anniversary sex night, but every kid that's kicked out of Psychowitz's party continues to barge in, interrupting them. And as they watch the film Terms of Endearment, all of the teenagers think that the film is a comedy, as they laugh at the idea of the lead character dying on screen. The two adults, disturbed by this, turn in for the night, staring back at the scene playing out before them.
Alright, I'm back.
In other words, straight man personas prone to comedic banter, who are also...
Dude, y'all keep on leaving and coming back at the craziest times. Like, the most, just the... Remember that time when we got raided and there was a kid hogtied with duct tape over her mouth on the screen? Remember that? Anyway.
Probably in future episodes, just as likely to screw things up as their 2 kids. Also, Tori's dad is a cop in Los Angeles, so he probably sucks. Next,
cop in Los Angeles.
We have the previously mentioned Sinjin. Sinjin is basically this show's version of Gibby. He is the socially awkward, underdeveloped kid prone to saying and doing very weird things. The first time we see Sinjin is in episode 2, when Tori is trying to figure out how she wants to decorate her locker. He explains to her that his locker is constructed out of food that he's chewed, spit out, and then covered in resin. She runs away, convinced he's a serial killer, and for a time, that's his core joke. Sinjin will go up to a female character, he will say something weird or perverted, and then they will act discomforted, and that is basically like his first few episodes in the show. However, I feel like by the middle of the first season, the writers get kind of tired of this running joke, and so Sinjin instead becomes this kind of weird, socially awkward, quiet kid who is prone to misfortune. Like, he gets robbed by a bunch of Northridge girls in one episode, and there's an episode where Kat starts dating him only for the purpose of stealing his credit card. In episode 17, Sinjin drowns, and the main characters all gather around him and find that they can't wake him up, and they decide to respond to this by leaving. That is Sinjin to me. That is the way I would describe his role in the show. He is the character that the main leads think so little of that they can watch him die and they walk away without even calling an ambulance.
What in the RuPaul?
I have a soft spot for Shinji. Wow. Get in the robot, Shinjin! I have kind of a soft spot for Shinjin because he's the only character in the show that looks like someone I would have hanged out with in high school. And like, I feel like Shinjin is the only character in the show. He would be a real theater kid. And he would outact every motherfucker in this school. And next we have Lane Alexander, the school guidance counselor. we are scraping at the bottom of the barrel at this point. Lane Alexander is supposed to be like the school therapist. That's his bit. The characters in the show will have troubles of some kind, and they'll go to his office, and he'll typically give them guidance or therapy or whatever. The thing about this character is, if you were watching the show casually, I wouldn't blame you if you thought this guy was the principal, because he does a bunch of stuff that you'd think the principal would do. Like, he's the guy who invites the reality show to film at the school and gives them a tour guide of the school.
Why would he have done that in the
And then, of
first
course, we
place?
have Sikowitz, who is borderline the 9th main character in many, many ways.
They made him an off-brand.
Sikowitz is the first of the known 5 theater classes that the main cast all attend.
Didn't he
from what I
interrupt the girls that were just... Yeah, he did.
can tell, I believe he is like an improv theater class, because for the most part, that's what they end up doing in his class in every single episode. A huge focus is put on his very bizarre teaching style, which passes on to his students the fundamentals of theater in universe. Out of universe, he's completely bonkers. He doesn't know what he's talking about. A long-running joke is that despite being old, Sikowitz has an intense investment and obsession with the lives and drama of all of the students in his class, but most specifically, of course, the main cast. In fact, one thing I took note of very, very quickly is that you almost never see Sikowitz directly teaching any of the students except for the ones in the center of the board. He doesn't really care about anyone else in the class except for, you know, the main
That's how
7.
slashers start.
One
Hi
of the
there,
favorite
Icky.
jokes that the writers continue to do with this character is implying something odd about his life and then refusing to explain it any further. In the school dance episode, he's serving a specific kind of hot dog, and when he's asked what's in the meat, he begins laughing hysterically. Later in the season
What did you do? What did he do? What did this man feed these children? What did he do? You know what's in it. That could be any number of things. And they could be... But yeah, this teacher has killed. Oh fuck! Ow! Wawakwa! It's Wawakwa. To be fair, that might be weird. I mean, like, what if he put like his fucking crusty like foot heel shavings in them because it's Schneider, so you know whatever. Fucking for the sake of my mental health, I choose to believe that the sausages are vegan. Yeah.
finale, he tells the students not to look under a certain drawer in his bathroom, which is also never explained. And in episode 15, he's shown making his own butter out of cream, something that he says he does quite often. When he's asked how it tastes, he says he doesn't know because he doesn't eat dairy. He also at one point casually states that he was once acquainted with Crispin Glover, and it's basically implied that the two were once lovers before he trails off and fails to finish the thought. You get the idea. It's just kind of odd fragments of his life and personality which rarely match up, that are supposed to be funny but are never explained, alongside the occasional implication that Sikowitz suffers from mental health issues. And that's
I love that mental health issues were such a joke during this time, because nothing describes the climate or how seriously that shit was taken more than this. You know, it was like, I mean, that's the reason why a lot of us still suffer with the shit that we do and don't have a hee mentally. That's so great. Yeah, like, ooh wee, like, just like.
That's Sikowitz. I'm sure as the show goes on, we'll learn a bunch of other completely useless information about him. And with all the side characters out of the way, it is finally time to properly talk about the Hollywood 8. I've said this before, but I just want to reiterate it again, you know, for the record. I think some of the best characters in this show are Andre, Robbie, and Beck. Which is kind of weird, because, I mean, when you remove Rex from the situation, these three characters have half a personality between them. There's a scene this season where Andre goes in to interview for that reality show in the reality show episode. And he goes in and they say, hey, tell us about yourself, Andre. And he says, and I quote, I'm Andre. I like music. I dislike Brussels sprouts. And that's all he says. And you know what? I'm standing here right now and I'm going to tell you, I can't think of anything else to say about him either. If the writers couldn't think of anything else, that's Andre, man. That's Andre. Andre likes music and he dislikes Brussels sprouts. That's all they give him.
Doesn't it feel kind of shitty that, like, the black character in the main, like, thing is given the least, like, personality, and therefore is the more likable one, because he's not, like, you know, the worst. Because everyone else is.
But I think the reason that I still end up appreciating these three guys is that they all like each other.
Yeah, you can tell that they're genuinely friends.
They sit together at lunch and they love and support one another, and there's not a lot going on there, but they're chill to be around, and you appreciate that. And this is going to sound really sexist to just say out loud, but I'm not lying, I swear to God. It is a lot harder to appreciate the women in the show because they all fucking hate each other.
They do that on purpose!
And they're not fun to be around because they're just mean to each other. I mean, we're not even going to talk about Trina because literally no one in the show likes Trina. But looking at the three main women in the show, I mean, Trina hates Jade, Jade hates Trina, and Kat, oh God. Poor Kat. I'm not lying when I say this. I think that Kat, performance-wise, the best performance in the show is Kat. Because she's really funny, and she's really wholesome and sweet, and you grow to love this character that Ariana Grande has constructed.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect that I was going to say that going into this.
Well, yeah, the main writers are men, and there it is. They are writing, writing, what's it called? They're writing teenage girls, and they don't understand them other than, haha, they look cute in little dress. Like, ooh! Stereotypes of lack of unity in women community. Yeah, it's just, ooh! I remember when Robbie got hurt one time, and Beck brought him a watermelon, which he proceeded to cuddle because he knew Robbie loved water. And then teenage girls write men, and, oh, it's so funny, they hate each other. Like, ooh!
Happy that I am saying it, because I didn't feel like getting a bunch of death threats this week. But the thing about Kat is, you feel really bad for her, because, like, people are so mean to her. Like, there are scenes in season 1
pretty cringe,
where
bruh.
Jade
pretty fucking cringe indeed. Their intern
threatens to kill Kat to her face. And meanwhile, you got Tori over here, right? You got Tori over here making out with Kat's boyfriend. Okay? And you just get this feeling, this mood when it...
It's not sexist to point out that all women in the show are unlikable. It's pointing out that the writers are sexist and only wrote unlikable women. And there it is. Thank you for writing that, Corbett Keep. Thank you. Thank you. That is absolutely what it is. Absolutely. Unrelated but a personal issue I always had with Kat is that her voice actress is the Latin American dub was super high-pitched and it hurt me to hear her. I remember that. So we're shitting on Nickelodeon shows. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. The live-action ones specifically.
She's hanging out with the gang, that the moment she leaves, everyone starts talking shit about her. Everyone's like, she's weird, right?
Oh my god, dude, and you know what fucked me up the worst? Oh, I remember that too. Holy shit, her voice was so annoying in Spanish. No, I, as an ADHD kid, got called... Whoa! Oh my god, thank you so much for joining the call. Thank you, Corbett Keep. As an ADHD kid, I got called annoying and unlikable on the regs. And then when people would compare me to this character, they were like, oh, you know, they're the person that it's cool to not like them because they're annoying and they're shitty. This is a cult. Oh, yeah. I mean, we're done hiding the fact that this is a cult. But yeah, like, you know, like, they were like, it's okay to fucking hate the ADHD kid because they are annoying and they do suck and we do hate them and they're so fucking weird, you know? What the fuck, right? Like, I mean, the fuck. That just goes to show what these writers thought about, minors, women, and, people with mental health issues. This is like the second cult I joined. That's totally fine. You can keep multiple cult memberships. Yeah, this show made kids look up to terrible characters. I mean, is that what they were supposed to do? Like, fucking.
And you feel bad because Kat is great and she's just a nice person and she doesn't deserve that. Moving on to the other characters. Let's talk about Jade. Originally, I had a lot of not nice things to say about Jade. I'll be honest with you. And I think it's partially that I went to school with a lot of people that remind me of Jade.
I never got why she was supposed to be so cool when her personality trait was, I enjoy causing pain to other people. I enjoy being an asshole and making other people feel uncomfortable and small and inferior. That makes me cool, right? That makes me edgy and like hardcore. Like I never understood that. Ever. God.
It's not a girl thing. Most of the people that remind me of Jade from my high school experience were guys.
Yeah.
But I realized I was thinking about it this morning, actually, and I was like, why don't I like Jade? And I realized it's only because she's mean to Kat, right? Like, Trina deserves it sometimes, but Kat doesn't deserve that.
When they talk about Kat's brother, talking about making fun of mental disability, her brother has been mentioned to be physically violent, smashing a vase on her head because he supposedly thought she was an intruder when he came home late. That's one of the backstories behind her red hair. She liked the color after the blood soaked into her hair. Bitch, what the fuck? What the fuck, dude? Bro, this show is so fucked up, man. What the fuck?
And
what the actual fuck?
Jade is one of those characters.
Yeah.
If they start writing her better, I could see her becoming one of my favorites by the end, which is one of the reasons I want to pull back on saying too many mean things about her at this point, because we do have a whiles to go on this. But speaking of jokes that are kind of mean and not very funny, I wanted to mention real quick, there's this running joke in season 1 with Beck, where Beck will occasionally just flat out say that he doesn't love Jade and he wishes he wasn't dating her. And then he'll be like, I'm joking though. He's like, he'll literally go like,
I feel like a lot of adults who write teenagers put their own feelings about how they thought cool kids are like when they were in school.
Yeah, pretty fucking much, dude. It's just like, kids have more emotional depth than this bullshit, man. What the fuck, man? The blood story sounds like it's right out of a fucking shitty creepypasta. It really does. It's on the show officially, but in some of the videos on the Jesus, I like that Julia here is like a resident expert on like Victoria's lore. You think kids need examples of healthy relationships? Nah, Kat is the nicest character. I mean, like, yeah, it's the heterosexual married banter petite. Yeah, like, what the fuck? Do memories of what it was like to be a kid get wiped from adults' brains like the fucking kid, like in the fucking Kids Next Door? Like, yeah, like, why would you show a relationship that is so shitty and, like, not good for people and say, like, oh, it's so funny, he doesn't like her, so he's just kind of staying with her. That's so funny. That's, like, really funny, isn't it, guys? It's really funny. It's funny. Like, what the I just randomly remembered stuff from when I liked the show, yeah. You turn 25 and a Men in Black shows up and wipes your emotional memory. It's giving me sexism, it's giving me ingrained misogyny, it's giving me what's it called? It's giving me anti-feminists, like it's giving me so much shit. Like, it's kind of codependent. Yeah, like, what? Why would you do that? You can write a kid's show where you're putting in role models, you know, and not make it shit. Like, so easily, dude. Like, I don't... Hang on. The rage burp came back. I'm so sorry. I was like, yeah, the Addams Family is a great fucking bunch of fucking people. Because like, yeah, they're weird, but they don't give a fuck, and they'll defend like each other like for their weirdness, like and they fucking love each other unconditionally. That's what a fucking couple should do. What the fuck, man? I can't tell which is worse: the show being intentionally written like this, or I think this was very intentionally written this way because they assume that their audience is stupid. They're just like, this is a cash grab to make a cash cow, and kids won't know the difference. Middle-aged people's writing, teens are very shallow and self-centered.
And the parents actually love their children to death.
I know, yeah, dude, what the fuck? Bob's Burgers did that too. They act like a family and they love each other, and they're funny as fuck. And guess what? They don't have to sacrifice integrity to make the show funny. Bob's Burgers is the go. There you go.
It happens so often that you're
wow.
like, he's not joking.
Yeah.
That's not really funny. As I've talked about, Tori can be kind of a cruel, self-centered person, but despite the fact that that's one of her core defining characteristics, there's this weird unspoken rule that no one in the show can tell her that she acts like this. Basically, anything that you can say about Trina, you can say about Tori, and vice versa. And this brings us back around to a thesis statement, which I introduced several videos ago. These shows, for the most part, feel like someone watched an anti-sitcom, like Always Sunny or the such, and they didn't get the point.
That's what I was gonna say. It's almost like if they watched Seinfeld and they were like, we should make these kids children's, role models. We should make fucking Jerry and Elaine and fucking Kramer and we should make these people children's role models. This is who you have to look up to. Tory is short for conservative in the UK. They're known for being a selfish political party. It could not be more perfect. That's hilarious. We should make Charlie from Sunny into a robot. Yeah, no. You missed the point. You missed the point.
The reason that most of these tropes work in anti-sitcom contexts is that in most anti-sitcoms, the characters aren't allowed to win. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is still enjoyable to watch despite the characters being awful because it's gratifying to see these characters continue to spin out and be stuck in the same awful jobs and lives that they've been in since their early 20s. Arrested Development is ultimately about the financial downfall of a bunch of snobbish rich idiots, and Seinfeld literally ends with all of the characters in jail. And meanwhile, this show is about a bunch of hot if you're 17 popular kids. They're rich. They go to a private art school. They get to hang out with famous people. The show is called Victorious. So yes, it is a show about them winning. So the fact that they're all horrible people is not a point of subversive expression. It's just really lazy writing done by people who are really, really mean. And now that we've identified the core problem that makes this show bad, we get to watch 3 more seasons of it.
Look at how Danny looks in the eyes, man. What the fuck? Please, if you can see the exact moment his soul leaves his fucking body. There it goes, there it is, look at it. Whee! Somebody help this man. Look, there it is. You can see it up here. There it goes. Woo, there. It's fucking flying. Oh my god. Alright, well, this is an ex-human. He has ceased to be. Let me see. This is this one's all season 2. What the fuck? This isn't even the whole thing! We need a GoFundMe for the man. You know what? If you're watching this, please go to his fucking channel and sub, because this man didn't do all this work for no reason. Please give him a sub. He deserves it. So look, we're gonna leave this one here. I'm gonna head over to the thing. Hang on, he's still streaming. So wait, is he streaming on Twitch? Like, is he streaming on fucking Twitch? Because if so, we could totally rate him. Oh my god, that would be so fun. Let me know. Hang on. Quinton. Yes, he is? Okay. Oh shit, yeah, let's definitely rate him. Quinton... What does he go by? Quinton Reviews or what? Wait, I'm so dumb. I can just check his thing. My Twitch. Here we go. Okay. Hang on. Oh yeah, absolutely we're gonna rate this guy. Fuck yeah. Yes. Hang on. Raid message should be... Oh my god, what should it be? Hang on. We suffer with you. Absolutely. Alrighty. Hang on. Yeah, we're gonna make that our raid message. Okay, so let me go ahead and get this ready for you guys. I hope he accepts raids. Let's find out. From Victorious. Oh my god. Alright. Okay, let me start the raid. Where the fuck is... Okay, there we go. Quinton Reviews. There we go. Alrighty. Alrighty, here we go. Hang on.
You've
Oh,
been a
hi
wonderful
there.
Studio audience. Thank you and good night.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, hang on. Let me just quickly check. Oh! I think he might not, but if so, that's okay. We can all just kind of head over to his channel anyway, so let me go ahead and link that. All right, there we go. So everybody hop over whenever you'd like. You guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. This was really fun. I was kind of worried that we wouldn't, what's it called? Here's my teeth, dude. Oh, I thank you. I'm so sorry that you caught us at the end of the stream, but, yeah, we're going to be doing this again. So tomorrow we're going to be doing Dark Souls Saturday, as always, but we're going to be doing more of these. I love... Oh, thank you. Oh, no! No! He didn't do it! Don't worry, I'll figure it out. Yeah, I'm gonna, what's it called? We're gonna do these maybe once a week or something where we just kind of watch stuff. So yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I will see you guys tomorrow then. For now, my name is Oaky here. This is Mecon Broadcasting Network Studios, telling you, be kind, be courageous, brush your teeth, and most of all, remember to keep it creepy. Thank you guys, and good night. Here's the link once again, and I will see you tomorrow for some Dark Souls.